Shut bad.
Okay.
I don't know, something about Facebook. They said something about Facebook required you to
I
log.
don't know why you getting any notifications about Facebook. You shouldn't even be in that portal.
While I am.
You shouldn't be. You should use the link that I send you
That is the link.
so that you will not be distracted about anything that's going on with something else.
That is. It's,
Anyway, hey Tim,
I just when
how
I
you
log in.
doing?
Look, let me finish my thoughts.
Hey Tim, how you doing?
So when I log in, I'm
Hey Tim, how you doing?
automatically logged in
Hey Tim, how you doing?
to the portal.
Hey Tim, how you doing?
You see, this is where I go.
Hey Tim, how you doing?
This is what I go through. You see this? What's going on, Community Solution Pro One?
Hey Tim, how you doing?
I think you frozen on me. Good.
I'm not frozen.
It was frozen.
I am live and direct.
No, you're not. It was
I'm
frozen.
telling you, my G. You are in that shady basement. And I am live and direct. I got the sun coming in, see the mountains.
Short read. You see what I go through? Kiara, how you doing?
What do you mean? What do you go through? You are loved and highly favored.
See,
What do you
Casey, how you
mean?
doing? This what happens when you're on the back end. When you be on the back end, you can mute the person and stuff. I got all that now. Hey D, how you doing?
Hey, Tam. But I can unmute, so it's okay. But you really shouldn't be in there.
Don't tell
Shouldn't
me
be doing any of that.
like I tell you all the time. You're not my mama.
But I am. I am the keeper of the town.
Mm-mm. No,
Yeah.
thanks, Kiara. Thank
I
you.
am the keeper of the town.
No, not at all. You get to see everything on the screen. I'm gonna take them off in a minute. But how's
Go ahead
everybody?
and like and subscribe, everybody. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We are live from Colorado, Boulder area. It is not snowing, but it's very, very windy outside. It's beautiful. I can see the snow-capped mountains and all of the clouds. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. If I go outside, I don't care to, but it is gorgeous from this window. But hopefully we can catch us some brunch today. We can't sit outside this week because it might be a little chilly. So
And
go ahead and hit that like button for us. We appreciate it.
I'm bringing up some stuff I found out about the area, and you too can do the same thing about the areas that you're in. Um, I advise you to do that about the areas that you're in too, so you see what's going on in the areas.
Oh yeah, it definitely has beautiful landscapes. But like 2 days ago, it was snowing and you couldn't see anything. I didn't know what rolled in. It got dark and everything. And then after the sun came out a little bit, it went from like really, really beautiful to like a whole dusty, dirty mess. I was like, yuck, slushy, yuck. Yuck.
I swear she's so over the top. You know
And
what?
yet, you are my friend.
You know what happens when snow falls.
I don't know. I don't live in
I'm not.
snow.
I'm not talking to you.
But I'm just saying, you act like I am
You
abreast
know
of
what
all these
happens when.
things that happen in snow. I haven't lived in snow. I visit snow and take myself home.
So after the snow come off the car, and you get to driving around, it turns to slush and mush,
Yuck.
and your cars be dusty, and you might as well not. You rinse them off, but you don't need to clean them. That kind of thing. And it'll be like that for a while, and then that'll go away. In summer and spring and all that they get, and it'll be something else. You know how they do.
Hello, National Harbor.
What's going on, National Harbor? Are you in National Harbor? Are you at the casino? Are you at the
Fun
Gaylord?
times. I had a flashback at the casino. Fun times at the casino. Hey, all our
That's,
DMV friends.
yeah, that's if they act right. I saw Jill Scott out there, but I mean, the casino is hit or miss, right? Little restaurants be hit or miss. You might go on a good night, you might see something.
It's your
Maybe,
friend group that you with that'll make the night.
yeah, you can dance the night away at the little bar that got opened up to the outdoor. You be all right. It's hit or miss though. Uh, Oh yeah, the window. All right, got you. I know what it said. And those are my stomping grounds. So if
That's your stomping grounds.
I mean I've been up there twice. I've been to DC plenty of times. Um, yeah, stomping grounds. Just like Atlanta, stomping grounds. It's home, stomping grounds. All right. So those that missed Wednesday night meetup, make sure you catch it. Uh, Novetta offering jobs ranging from various DevSecOps to blockchain, everything. 384 jobs. They're looking for people. We talked about DevSecOps. Well, the people are bleeding and looking for people with DevSecOps. Just Jay, I'm glad you joined. Hey D, drop the link. Just Jay, you got to come up. Drop the link for Just Jay right now. It's
Right
only
now.
for, right now. This is only for Just Jay. Just Jay, you got to come up. You got to come up. You got Cam up too.
I'm scared.
Just Jay, this is only for you. You got Cam up though, so be ready.
You
Don't
starting to bunk?
uh
Okay.
nah.
I'm
Just
like,
Jay, you got Cam up. Come on up. Yep. You see the link? Come on up. What's up, Professor Black Ops? Just Jay, we waiting on you. We won't proceed. We won't move forward without you.
we will.
We won't
I'm
move
not gonna
forward
tell
without you.
those tall tales. We will.
No, we won't.
Yes, we will.
You see, I told you, D cold blooded cutthroat stab. Yeah.
I'm not stabbing nobody. I'm just saying one monkey don't stop no show.
No,
Not calling you no monkey, but you know how the old folks say.
just Jay, come on, waiting for you. I don't see you backstage, waiting for you. Yeah, Casey, the meetup was great. We already got some positive feedback. We got some people that's doing interviews already. We got some people that's getting in the pipeline. So we rocking. Just they don't let me down. Where you at? Waiting on you, Professor Black Ops. I saw you doing a talk on security center. I think it was just AWS or GRC. I don't know if you're gonna do one on Azure and GCP. But I saw your post tomorrow. I think it's a one that you're doing it on. No, just Jay. Mm.
You know what? I had some yogurt, and my stomach feels like it's just empty. Nothing was in
That yoga don't last but 20 minutes, right?
there. I don't know, but it is hollow.
Yeah, yoga don't last for 20 minutes. What's up, Mr. Awesome? Welcome back. All right, just Jay. I'm gonna give you another minute, and then we gotta move forward. Let's
Well,
try.
while we're waiting, can we go ahead and do our introductions?
No,
Why?
I don't want to do the introductions. No,
Why?
because I don't want to. I don't want to break it up. When I move forward, I'm moving forward. I'm
Is
waiting.
there? Is it? Can you private chat me to let me know what's going on? Because I feel
No,
like I'm in the dark right
you
now,
are
and
in
I
the,
don't like being in the dark.
you are totally in the dark. This is something I've been thinking about for 2 weeks.
Oh God, I wouldn't suggest you come up then.
Why? You don't even know what I'm doing.
Exactly.
So silence. You putting out negative
I'm
vibes.
not putting out negative vibes. I'm just cautious.
So you just be quiet and let me do this. Just Jay waiting on you.
That'll go against my spirit.
Just Jay waiting on you. Morpheus is waiting for you
They was on the last show. Why you didn't call them up on the last show?
because I don't want to do it on this show. This show is a little bit more relaxed. I want to get through my material on that show.
We're not relaxed. We're professional.
Hold on,
Buttoned up.
Evelyn. You're right. There is a surprise, but gotta come up. Gotta come up. All right. So let's see. We got 24 in the chat. We got 24 people here. Just stay.
As you can see, Cousin Evelyn, I am not great with surprises.
See, you say you passed. You just passed the CSM. I forget which one that is. What's the CSM again? Is that one of the ones from Come to You?
Different areas of IT. IT isn't everything. So that's that's an
What is
open-ended
CSM?
statement.
I forget what the CSM is. I can look it up real quick, but I'm lazy. Oh, the Scrum. Yeah. You see, go back and look at the last video. Down to earth. Go back and look at the last video we posted on the meetup. Go back and look at that. I'm telling you,
And it is titled DevOps with Novella.
it'll save your life. This question right here, it's already answered for you by looking at that video. Other
Because
people.
basically, as a Scrum Master, you can apply that to any project.
Well, the reason why I'm saying go look at that video is because the guy who was in that video was a Scrum Master, and they have 384 jobs open. All right, Just Jay, bring Just Jay on up, D.
Hold on a minute. Oh, you bring Just J on up.
I
Something's going on my screen. Hold on.
add the screen. Boom. Hey, Just Jay. Are you muted? Oh yeah, you're not muted.
Y'all should be able to hear me. How y'all doing?
We also.
Child, I was laying in the bed, honey. I was laying in the bed. I had to get it. I had to throw on something.
It's all good. Did you ever get your laptop?
No, I didn't.
You didn't get your laptop. Okay, so for you today,
I'm talking, babe. Shh.
I'm gonna buy you a laptop. I'm gonna send it to you. Or I actually got a laptop that I got an access. I was supposed to do
Miss
this.
Tam is talking to me right now. You have to wait. You see Miss Tam talking? Okay, thank you.
I was supposed to do this 2 weeks ago. It was on my mind to do this 2 weeks ago, and I did.
Oh,
But so we're gonna get you a laptop, right?
okay.
Not only are we gonna get you a laptop just from me to you. I've never done this for anybody, but I'm gonna give you a coaching call free with me,
Okay.
1-on-1.
You can't be on there with a binky in your mouth. That's not a good look. Cause you big, okay? Like they gonna roast me. Like
long as
not a good look.
long as you know you big.
All right, let her finish talking. Okay, sis, I'm listening.
All right, 1-on-1, laptop, um, and then um, we'll get you a subscription to IT Pro TV. That's all. This all coming out. This ain't out of Women in Linux. Dee didn't know nothing about this. That's why she felt like she was in the dark. This, that, and that. So
I appreciate you so much.
I was supposed to do this for you 2 weeks ago, and I didn't do it 2 weeks ago because I didn't see you. I
Mhm.
said next time I catch you, I will make sure to let you know. And I saw you this morning. I was like, I hope she
Mhm.
come back to the second show, and you came back to the second show. That's why I ain't wanna
Right,
keep
right.
you forward. I could have private chat you and whatnot. This, that, and
I understand, and that's okay. No, that's fine. Like before when you had called me up, I was a bit intimidated and shy. Like I said, because all this is new to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's like the person that's 50 in a class. You know what I'm saying? In a new
yeah,
college class with the 20-year-olds. So that was my own little insecurity. You feel me? But I was like, okay, if she tell me to come up, I'm gonna come up. But I ain't expect it today. But since
yeah.
you called on me the second time, I was like, I need to get my behind up there.
So
Stop.
I know you are a part of the Slack group. So I'm going. Let me make sure I give you my eyes because I hate when I talk to people now. You can't look them in the eye.
Stop being naughty. I'm
So
talking.
let me look you in the eye. I'm always about the eye contact. Make sure that you get your IT Pro TV subscription. It'll be for the entire year. You'll have a laptop. I have you have options on the laptop. I have a MacBook Pro that I have that I need to uh actually it's upstairs. Yeah, it's upstairs. It's a MacBook Pro, and then there is, or you can get a laptop. I can find a Best Buy in your area and buy it, and you just go pick it up. And then a one-on-one session with me to get going. You can and I can help kind of guide you towards some stuff where you the goal is to get you in the game, right? So that's always been my goal.
I appreciate you. It's crazy you saying this, right? Because Anton Millionaire Morning Show, like his Discord, they have like accountability groups, and I
Mhm,
joined the group, and I started out small, just simple stuff like just trying to complete tasks at home and stuff, like because um I stopped working months back when I had shoulder surgery. So I've been in the house. So when you don't have like a set schedule and I'm not like a big structured person, you just kind of be all over the place. So I started the group and I was like, okay, but this is small, big potatoes for me. You know what I'm saying? Simple stuff like checking in, stuff like that.
mhm,
Because I'm the type of person, I'm one of them free spirits. I just kind of do what I
mhm,
want to do. But I'm like, no, like there's a level of accountability that is productive when you're trying to reach goals. So I had on my list simple stuff like, okay, join Slack, attend women in Linux on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And last week I mixed up the times, but yeah, I had it in the Discord group, you know what I'm saying, and I was making
mhm,
a conscious effort. Like I had it written down in my planner, in my agenda, like this was something I was trying to add to my weekly agenda.
mhm.
So it speaks volume. I appreciate that.
Yep. So, um, take this and run with it.
Yes,
Get
ma'am.
started. The best way to get started is to first join Slack, which you did. Second one, attend the meetings. We always have people that are looking for people to hire people from beginner level all the way to advanced level. Our goal, like I said here,
Careful, babe.
if you know anything about us, you heard us. Everything is always to get to the goal of 200,000. So if you with that, if that's part of your game plan,
Listen, honey, it sound good, child. Honey, listen, I could do a lot. This single mother could do a lot with that, and I could do a lot and get my sons, you know what I'm saying,
yep.
in better places than me. So that's been my goal and that's been my desire. And I've been actually putting forth, you know what I'm saying, actions to that. Cause sometimes you can sit on stuff, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying, sit on ideas and whatever. But I'm more in a space of doing. So I'm grateful that, you know what I'm saying, that God, the universe, you know what I'm saying, made room.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, so actually, like, this has been actually today on my list. I was going to be looking into finance options for a laptop because, my situation, I ain't got it like that. So I was like,
Okay.
okay, let's.
Well,
So actually, that was something I was working on when I was laying in the bed. I was just with my little stylist, just browsing. So that's crazy.
look at that. Now, it wouldn't imagine if you hadn't come up. Never
I
know
had to
what to
show
do.
up.
You got to show up. All right. So, jump in the Slack group. I'll find you in the Slack group. I'll get all your information from there. I'll coordinate stuff with you. We'll call you, get you set up. And this is out my own personal pocket. This ain't up. I don't. Nobody. D didn't know even what was going on. Again,
Hmm.
like I said, I was supposed to do it 2 weeks ago, but I ain't see you. But I said when I catch you again on my channel,
I appreciate you, man. That means a lot. And it's Saturday, so I'm a gangster, so I can't cry today. I'm gonna cry probably Monday.
why you can't cry today? Why you can't
I
cry
be
today?
clowning. I tell people I don't cry on weekends. Child, I'm a cry baby. I cry when I get off the phone. And this attention, man, he want all the attention. People on YouTube crazy, babes. I be trying to keep you out the camera.
Yeah, it's all good. Well, how you
That's
doing
my
today,
little
bro?
guy. This is
And
Zen.
yeah, so we'll see you in Slack.
Oh, look at
We're
you.
gonna we're gonna get on with the show.
I
And I'll hit
appreciate
you
you.
up. You're welcome.
Yes, ma'am. All right, I'm gonna drop back down and get in the chat.
All right,
Say bye.
bye bye. All right, D, you ready? D ain't there, but yeah, that's what we do. We try to get people going and stuff like that. So, Future Jones, how you doing? So, what's happened to Future Jones? What happened? You on mute, Dion.
I had to go to the door. We knew the housekeeping was gonna come. I told her an hour, and she looked at her phone like, "Play with me if you want to, housekeeping."
Mr. Awesome, congratulations. Glad you did get a laptop. Yeah, they do have free laptops and stuff. Yep. Yeah. So what happened to Future Jones? What happened? Oh, you see your Scrum Master cert. Gotcha.
Yes, congratulations.
Congratulations. Again, like I said, check out the meeting on Wednesday that we had. The meetup is posted on everything. All right, so let's get busy. Do you got anything you want to add? You want to do the intro this week? Let's let D do the intro this week.
Nope, because you have the screen up already. You have the screen
All
up
right,
already.
cool. All right, if you don't know who we are with Women in Linux, we meet every Wednesday on with our meetups. From 7 to 9. We were doing every Thursday. We may pick that back up, but give me some time. Let me get some adjustment. Let me see how things are flowing out here, times and all of that stuff. Then we have our Saturday meetings, which is our YouTube meetings, where we do tech stocks and jobs on at well, we were doing it at 11:30. I think today we did it at 12 o'clock, and then we have our second show with How We Linux. Just look out for the schedule. We post them on Meetup and they'll post it on YouTube. If you are subscribed to our channel, you'll get our information. Let's give a special shout out to Just Jay. Congratulations on your rewards. Shout out to Fuchsia Jones for your Scrum Master. Somebody else had a Scrum Master down to earth. You got yours. Shout out to everybody in the chat as well too. If
Good
you don't,
job for emotion. That's it. One step at a time. It may seem like it's a big hurdle, but one step at a time.
yep. If you don't know who we are, I'm Tam, and this is D. I think D is below me now. From looking at my screen, I think D below me. Um, where we are the founders of Women in Linux. How can you find us on social media? You can find us on social media at Women in Linux. Across social media, you hit up womeninlinux.org, and if you hit connect, that's going to drop you in our Slack. What happens in our Slack? It goes down in our Slack, from jobs to um, giveaways to um, uh, just everything, right? Scholarships, the whole nine. You never know who is in our Slack. You never know what's in our Slack. You never know what you will find in our Slack group. You never know when I may just throw a meet. And also, we're on Clubhouse. I may go live on Clubhouse later on tonight, probably around about 10 y'all time. I may go live tonight on Clubhouse. That's free form. That's just we're talking about Linux stuff where we see Linux at, getting more people in the community. I'm just looking to get more of us in it. Everybody already know my goal. My goal is to get people in the community. We need to start making salaries where we're getting in the 200K range. You already saw me post the jobs that were 555,000 to start and $1 million to start. I mean, people tell you can't do it, but I know you can do it. I've done it. Other people have done it. We're not, you know what I'm saying? It's not the only way to get into tech, but it's just the way that it's the way I know it's guaranteed. Then there are other ways, and then I have other people that I can introduce you that can get you going in those other ways. But again, we had William on Wednesday, and those 384 jobs that are open. There's actually over 3 million jobs open in tech, and those jobs range the average salary now, like 150, 200 is what you've been seeing. There's some jobs that are say, hey, we pay 112. Some jobs will say that, hey, we pay 200. Some jobs will pay 350. Some jobs are paying 450. Some jobs are paying 500. Some are paying $1 million, right? It's all about your skill sets. It's all about your dedication. It's all about your willingness to work. What are you going to put into this? I've shown you some of my jobs where I've made money back in 2008, 2011. Hey, there are people out there don't believe that Linux is the future or that Linux is the way. Well, I had a conversation. I won't drop no names. I won't say who they are with someone who someone told them that they shouldn't be learning Linux. And here's my take on that. People who tell you that you don't need to know Linux don't know Linux themselves. And they're not in the field and they don't know what it is and they don't know how it affects the entire globe, right? Those flying cars that we saw, those IoT devices, those uh, these servers with uh, that house the cloud and so forth. I mean, I can go on, but I'm not right. People would doubt you. People will say what they want, right? All right, so let's start off with some stuff that I personally came across. Um, and D, is anything you want to add? Let me find out first. Let me get that first.
Is there something else? Yeah, we are a nonprofit, 100%. So I am throwing up the donation link in the chat. Make sure you go and drop us a few coins to help the people.
Yep, yep. We're almost at 2,000. Let's go. All right, we got 2,800 in our Slack group. We got 2,000 here. So we're trying to get as many people as we can, right?
We have grown, my friends.
Yeah, we've grown from nothing to something, right?
Just us two looking at each other. Looking at each other.
All right, all right.
Look at
So
that.
let's start here. Boulder, right? I wanted to know some stats about Boulder. I wanted to know what was in the area, who was in the area, right? So they have a breakdown. Here's Boulder Economic Council, and you can find this for every city that you're in. I implore you to find this about every city that you're in. Um, and it's important. So let's start with my favorite, um, IT and software, right? So they have a breakdown: IT in Boulder, Denver, University of Colorado, and so forth, right? So let me blow this up some. All right, so we get emails all the time from the Kaufman Foundation, right? But here, Boulder's technology and information technology industry have grown up together, dating back from the '60s. Well, I told you IBM has a big campus out here, 500 acres in North Boulder. All right, 500 acres. Um, Today, due to the largely highly educated workforce, strong entrepreneurs, Boulder area has one of the nation's largest IT employment, 2.7 times the national average. 2.7 times the national average. I think the national average is 60. So 2.7 times that, right? And it's home to two of the world's 10 fastest supercomputers. Um, let's keep going. The number of firms, 862. The number of employees, 10,455. Average wage of 116,000, on par with what you see in the Northern Virginia area, when we're talking about national averages, right? And that 116 ain't gonna get you nothing out here. I'm just go ahead and tell you that. So don't even get your hopes up. Like, yeah, that 116, I can see you making that. You're gonna need more than that, and I'll show you why in a minute. So here are the companies that are out here. Again, excuse me, economic development is what you need to be looking at for every city. Every city you need to be looking at that. And this is going to tell you what companies in the area. These companies tell, and then go look up how much these companies make a year, like Gorilla Logic. Go look up how much Gorilla Logic makes every year. Once you go look at how Gorilla Logic makes every year, then you go look up what kind of jobs that they have. How much money do they bring in here? Are they publicly traded? Are they privately held? What kind of contracts have they gotten? Who do they partner with? These are the things that you need to be a part of or need to be looking at, right? So they didn't go into like just different things that they do. Here's the metro area, so forth, and so on. Here's the accelerators: Boomtown, Galvanize, Merge Lane, Techstars, Boulder Small Business Development, and Boulder Small Business Development Center, and so forth. Right. Then they talk about let's look at the demographic and so forth. Right. This one to start getting into the breakdown. I think that's what this is right here. Let's see. Can I make this bigger? Yeah. All right. So let's go here. All right, let me blow this up right here. All right, so population of 105,000, 45,000 housing units. Um, let's see, I gotta click forward. I can't go up and down. All right, so here, let me blow this up. All right, I can't. I gotta blow it back down. So I'm gonna have to read it off to you. It's small for me, so I know it's small for you. So yeah, it's getting small. So okay, so population in Boulder in 2019, 106,000. They have the breakdown here of advanced degree in Boulder, 40.6%. Boulder County, 29%. Here's where the numbers get stark, right? I'm tell you what it says. The city of Boulder for white people is the 87.7%, Boulder County 89, Colorado 83, in the US 72%. When it get down to African American, it's 1.3%, and for all of Colorado is 44.2%. In the US is 12.8%, and then we get down to Asian is 7%, and city of Boulder 5% there. And when I tell you we're not, these are the spaces that we're not in. We're just not in these spaces. By sheer numbers, we're just not even in the space, right? And by sheer number, that means that if we're not in this space, that also means that we're not in the jobs that are in these areas. And then if that means we're not in the jobs that are in these areas, that means we're not making the money that's offered in this area. I tried to zoom in, but I can't see, but you can see it though, right there. But again, this is what I talk about when we're talking about who and what is in these areas, in these cities that make this kind of money. I'm sure there'll probably be some similar stats if I go look up Austin. Um, in Northern Virginia, not including Maryland, just Northern Virginia. I think the stats are skewed. Then the reason why I think the stats are skewed because people travel from Maryland to Northern Virginia, not people who live like you go look up Loudoun County instead of be something totally different. Now Loudoun County may be different. When we started getting up there in the Sterling area, Loudoun County, something a little different. Most people don't like to make that commute from Maryland over, right? And when I say people, I'm talking about black people commuting from one side of the map to the other side of the map, right? Um, this goes and see. This is a demographic snapshot. All right, then this talks about key employment industries. Um, so they got biosciences research. They talk about the major employers, other employers, information, retail, trade, accommodation and food services, research and outdoor recreation. Who's out here? Who's doing what? And then key industry clusters. All right, this is make it hard for me. I sorry, I gotta make it small because I don't know what I'm reading over here. Industry clusters: Boulder, MSA, aerospace, medical diagnostics, renewable sources, IT software, so forth. But this one right here is what I want: total employment by industry. Let me go back. Sorry, it won't let me do it. Let me see. I can't make that bigger either, and I can't scroll on it. Let me make it smaller. So this is why I was trying to highlight. I was trying to capture this. Um, so accommodations and food services. Let me see. The large one is government, and then other, which is wholesale. No, it's just other. And then you got wholesale trading, information, retail, food, accommodations, food services, healthcare, and a social assistant and professional and technical services, and then government. Are the three big ones, including manufacturing. So that's what that one is showing right there. This one right here. And I can share this too. Let me get this and you all can look at it yourself. Let me drop this in the chat. There you go. You can look at it too. All right. So let me go on to the next one. and they kind of trying to show like employment, who's employing what, and what ages are they employing people at too. That's another interesting thing that I found too, is the ages of people. Let me see if I can find that list. See, employment, occupation. Okay, here we go. Here's a good one. Annual average of wages. Um, okay, we'll do the first two columns. We won't worry about the Colorado average wage. Let's just go back. Let's blow it up. All right, so here you got 127, 132, 127, 136. I think the next one down, the next one was utilities, 124. But the city of Boulder, the average wage 148, 160, 150. That's why I was saying like that 116 ain't nothing. You probably gonna need more than that out here, right? Let's go. And so what I also found is, do you know how much the average house is? What the average house is? The average cost of a house? Drop in the chat what you think it is. I can't blow it up like that because then I can't see. All right. So I'm on this page and it's saying that the city of Boulder with the median home price in 2019, median home price of a home in 2019 in Boulder was $940,000. Median home price was 940. And that was in 2019. That's an increase of 20,000 from 2018. This compares to 592,000 for the county, 394,000 for the state, and 240,000 for the nation. Right? So I want to put numbers in perspective, because we hear this all the time about, oh, if I make $100,000, if blah blah blah. That $100,000 ain't got nothing to do with a medium home price of 940,000. That's the meaning. That means that we took into account all the averages, and what we came up with is 940,000. Right? So the 100,000 ain't nothing, right? And you pushing it on 200,000 by yourself. You may need two people making 200,000 to afford a home, right? Like by yourself. I'm just trying to put numbers into perspective. So when you hear me say Tamika want to get us to 200,000, when you look at 200,000 and you looking at 940,000 for a medium, this ain't numbers I'm making up. I ain't make these numbers up. I dropped the link for you. You go read it yourself. I'm on page 24 through 25 of that link. Right? So let's keep going. It says, the housing units are occupied compared to 90% of the state's housing units. Owner-occupied housing makes up 48% of the occupied housing in the city. While renter housing represents 52%. The city median gross rent was reported at $16.99 a month. Now this is from 2019. We're 3 years ahead, so you go ahead and add in probably like $200 or $300 or more. I can tell you what it is. It's $2,100. You add $500. $2,100 is the average across the board for one bedroom. Now you can find some 2 bedrooms. You got to look though. You can find some 2 bedrooms, but depending on where you want to live at, depending on the city you want to live at, right? All right. Local economy. Let's blow this one up. Hopefully it don't come off screen too much for me. All right. So it says the median household for the city of Boulder is 74,000. For Boulder County, it's 88,000. The median family income is 127,000 for the city of Boulder, and then Boulder County 112,000. The national average they have is at 65,000 and 80,000 for a median family, right? That 80,000 ain't gonna get you nothing. It's just what it is, right? It'll get you nothing. And I'm reading it. I'm reading the stats to you, right? All right. So it says, 38% of Boulder, Colorado, makes 100,000 or more. 43% in Boulder County. In Colorado, 37%, and in the U.S., 31%. So you want to know what people making $100,000 at? Well, I can already tell you the cities, right? DMV, Atlanta, Austin, Colorado, California, parts of Florida, Orlando, Tampa, Miami. But Miami, that 100,000 ain't gonna get you nothing in Miami. When especially if you're trying to stay in Biscayne Bay, South Beach, Brickell, that money ain't gonna get you nothing. Right? So I just want to point. I just want to show you what happens when you go and read these economic development packages. So you have to think about how the money flows, where the money is flowing at, right?
Yeah, and then there were some people in the chat talking about Section 8 and things of that nature, but they do have a affordable housing program for buyers and for renters around the city. It's kind of like a tri-city area, and definitely make it somewhat affordable for you to rent. However, one of those things is it snows here. So when it comes to like convenience, you know, you might have your little condo, but you might be digging yourself up out of snow, or you might want something bigger. But a lot of people that we've met in the service industry, they may share a home with roommates and things of that nature. So definitely a different lifestyle, kind of like California. Like when you have a home, everybody's in home. So, they don't kick everybody out quite so early. So it's definitely been it's some whoppers out here. It is some very very nice homes on a lot of land. There are houses out here on landing strips, and there are some modest homes and there are some modest condos. I guess depending on where you're at, but it's definitely one of those big big city small town feels in Colorado.
And I'm not knocking. Let me clarify this. I'm not knocking nobody that make 100,000. That's not the knock. I'm just trying to show you when we talking about a 6-figure salary and the starting is 100,000, and you go look at somewhere like the medium home is 940,000. What you qualify for?
You're just paying to live. Like who wants to be barely making it? And that's how it is in California. At $100,000, they're still considering it poverty because where you have to get a house at is so far from the city. So then you got to put that your quality of life is diminished. Like
Hmm.
think about sitting in traffic for 2 hours in the morning and possibly 3 hours at night, and don't let it be an accident. Like it's a wrap, and then you still have to get home and you have children that are dependent on you, and if they don't go into school in the city and they go closer to home, like what does that look like? So definitely some things to consider.
That's right, Mr. Austin. I'm just showing you bigger fish, and I haven't even gotten into all the other stuff that I've found. Right, I found so much more stuff. So we just have to we just need to have awareness. So when somebody say, "Hey, do you want to go live in Colorado? Do you want to work in Colorado?" You can say yes, but you need to get paid to work there.
This is my threshold for
This is
Colorado. Like
I'm gonna need.
I'm gonna need some.
I'm just
I
gonna
need
be.
some.
I'm gonna be clear with you. You gonna
Right.
need a minimum. Like you shouldn't be looking at no job in Colorado. Me, this is my personal thoughts. Nothing under 200. Just my personal thoughts.
Yeah. And just Jay, I am in Colorado right now helping Tam get settled here and make sure that she is okay. And so I can head back to Florida.
Yeah, hey, 200K should be like your thing. So but what is that do that what is that does help you with your becoming a net accredited investor, right? Right.
Right. But
So
it also that should I don't want to say inspire, but it should be like this is what I need to live, period. Like it's non-negotiable is what I'm thinking. Like should be non-negotiable. Like this is what I need to to have a comfortable life for me and mine or just me.
and you need
It's about your quality of life, and that is relative depending on who you are and what you consider quality for your life.
you're gonna need a relocation package.
Because I mean, we've been out here for 2 weeks, and the way because we are single women, the way we travel is just like we're just gonna pick up and go, and we'll figure it out when we get there. It's 2 weeks now, and even if you find a place, it may not be available when you get here, and then you have to navigate, go and look for a place. What's available? Is it something that you like? Do you even like the area? Do you want to go back home? Like, do you want to be like, I'm not digging this. So, it's all on what you want and what you need. But I do advise that you write those things down because you might have something in your mind, and the money that you're being offered might not be money that you've seen before. But you like, well, man, I had never had that money. Let me just take it. And you just like, wait a minute, I just shot myself in the foot because I can't live on that.
Yeah. Look, I'm not a popular opinion, or I'm not a popular selection for a lot of people. Right? A lot of people don't like what I have to say. Like you're giving excuses, this, that, and the other, whatever the case may be. Um. Oh, I don't know why your live stream froze. Let me know. Is it frozen for everybody? Drop a one in.
Not on this end. It's still playing. I hadn't gotten any error messages.
I'm still going. Let me know.
And there's so many other places to live. We actually, black people, we migrate to certain places because it's popular for us to go. But there's so many other areas that are just go visit. They talk about Florida real bad, but go visit. Do visit for yourself.
All
They talk
right.
about Georgia real bad. Georgia might got a bad rap right now. I'm just gonna keep it 1,000. Texas is one of those places. If you're in the Dallas area, or you in the Houston area, or you in the San Antonio area, you got to drive. But if you're coming from the DMV area, you guys have to drive anyway.
But they drive and pay tolls. That's
You
it.
got to drive anyway.
They drive and pay tolls. $13
Right?
here, $14 there. One way, this
Yeah.
$26. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a little different.
Like when I think about moves, I think about convenience. Like I think about environment. And a good friend of mine, she told me that, like, what do you want your end to be? Like, what do you need on this next move? Like I wanted great weather. I wanted to be surrounded by water. Those type of things you have to think about for yourself because you want to be happy there. Money is great. Money is going to be a motivator, but also you want to know that this place is something where you want to be. Tam loves all four seasons. She's lived in snow before. She likes new adventures. She's okay with it.
No,
Not so much. I'm tropical. I know these things about me.
I'm
Will
trying
that not keep me from out of Colorado? Yes, I will be snowing in Colorado and going.
skiing. You mean not snowing in Colorado? You be skiing. All
Yeah,
right.
it is down to earth. It was all type of weather this week. We got below, we got above, we got at zero. Now it's a beautiful sunny day, and literally the sun is melting the snow on the cars.
Yeah. So, what last but not least, this is what I want to say. Everybody saw that article or that post from the girl on Twitter this week, where where she went, where she asked for 85,000 for a job, and then the recruiter said she could have made much more, and everybody was like, "Oh, it's the recruiter's fault that she should have told her what the range was, or she should have, encouraged her to do whatever." Look, let me tell you something. Sister, brother, whatever, race, complexion, culture, whatever you want to call it. Look, and people get mad with me when I say this. Stop letting people determine your wealth. Stop letting people determine how much you get paid. You need to go in with an idea on how much you need to get paid. What does that look like? I brought up the anonymous um, cybersecurity spreadsheet that shows how much some people are getting paid who only had a high school diploma, only had 2 years of experience, and was getting paid 350,000 in tech as a cybersecurity person, right? With no degree. Like, what I'm pointing out to you is this: get in the chats and start asking people, start talking to people. Everybody gonna tell you go to use Glassdoor. I think Glassdoor is a crock of hookah, hoo hoo, hoo ha, whatever you want to call it. It's a crock.
It's part of man. It keep you down. It keep an elbow on your neck.
Yeah,
Hey,
like
who is over there running Glassdoor?
I feel like Glassdoor is like going to drop the anvil on you. Like, look, it's a good point to say, well, what does it start at, right? But it's not a good point of where you're trying to go. I feel like they're off by 40 to 50,000 on some of those jobs. Like, I just, that ain't my thing. So this is what I do. This is why I showed y'all this before on Indeed, right? I showed y'all this before. Go to Indeed and then type in DevSecOps $200,000, right? When you do this, right? When you do this, it's gonna show you the jobs that are in that range, right? Or at least the people who are hiring. But what it gives you is it also gives you what type of skill sets you need to have. So if you looking for that job, and it may not come up, 300,000 may not come up. Oh, it did come up, right? So 300,000 did come up. Also, you only got one. But anyway, up to 150 an hour, senior DevOps consultant, remote, and then you hop over here and you start looking at what the requirements are. Right? What are they looking for? Uh, Too little. I mean, too big. 3 years of developing and deploying Azure database development, Scrum, Agile, Azure DevOps, GitHub. They want somebody that understands in unit application lifecycle, C plus plus. They don't want you to know all these things. They want you to know some of these things. You don't have to know all these things. That's where y'all get things mixed up. You just need to know some of these things. So how does this work at up to 150 an hour? Okay, so um calculator. Well, hold on, let's do calculator on here because if I do it on my thing, it won't come up. So let's go hit calculator. All right, so at 150 an hour is a 2080 a year, right? Is what it is a year. So uh hours work. So, and you can do it this another way. I'm just giving a rough estimate. It's 312 a year, right? um, and we can divide that up into months. So that's 26,000 a month, right? I can go back and multiply this by 12, and we'll say you get paid twice a month, and we'll divide that by 24 paychecks. Oops, hold on, 312. That's not the number. 312 divided by 24 paychecks. So 13,000 a paycheck before taxes. All right, still got to take out taxes. So if you're doing not W-2, if you're doing 1099, that's what you're looking at. So then you got to set up your own tax, your own benefit, your own way of setting up your IRA. How are you gonna contract yourself out through the company and get paid and put into a 401k? Just different things. What are you writing off? Your home office, your internet, your lights, air, all these other different things, right? So I just want you to be aware of like what your possibilities are, right? I think most people can make it off of 13,000 a paycheck. I don't know too many people that's, well, it depends on what you got. Let me clarify that. You can depends on what you got. You 13,000. It depends on what your lifestyle is, right. So I'm just putting out here what the possibilities are. We saw those managing directors at JP Chase Morgan making 500,000. You could do that in tech too, right? But you could do it in working in finance. You can do fintech. You could do cloud security. You could do fintech security for financing and so forth, like quants. I mean, the list goes on. I'm just trying to get you to understand. Stop waiting on a recruiter to tell you that you're worth. Like that incident should have never happened. That just lets me know that she wasn't in the right community. She wasn't talking to the right people. She didn't have no support. That's what that told me. Because if she was talking to the right people in the community, she would have upped the game. If she had research done, she would have upped the game. Look, they always say the reason why black women don't black women are the lowest paid. We don't negotiate and we don't ask for what we want. I'm just telling you to ask for what you want. The only thing they can do is tell you no, and you keep pushing.
Then there was that other article about the person that was in the interview, the sister that was in the interview,
Mm-hmm.
and they were asking her about salary during the group interview, and she said she didn't know. And another sister that was on the panel that was interviewing disconnected her, called her personally, and told her what she needed to ask for.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that's one of those things where not knowing is not an option. Like there's this information technology, like you can reach out to people on Twitter. You can join groups like as women in Linux, and if you look up the videos, we put down salaries. People have job boards where they post salaries anonymously about how all genders and races what they're getting paid.
Yep.
And even if you don't go to Glassdoor, you can just Google it, and a whole bunch of articles will come up. Just because you are coming into a new industry, which tech is, you're leaving health and you are going into technology. That does not discount your skill set because you are new to a certain industry. Stop doing that to yourself.
Yep. Let's break this money. All right. So I found some stuff. We can go over some salaries real quick. Let me blow this up. Because people was asking about Scrum Master. It's funny, y'all was asking about Scrum Master. I already had this information up here. Um, so Scrum Master salary report for 2022. Um, the Scrum Master salary report is the third edition of the industry survey from 2017 to 2019. So those of you that just went and got your certification in for being a Scrum Master and those that are Scrum Master, let's see if these numbers match up. All right, they say, by the way, the average of the participants in the survey was 83,000, which I think is low, with a standard deviation of 48. In the complete report, you'll find more detailed information. All right. I think 83 is low, but that's just me. Let me go see if I can find this report. Oh, they want me to download. So we're not gonna download. But what we are gonna do is Tamika's handy dandy tool called Indeed, and we always use other stuff. Um, we'll go here, and then let's just type in Scrum Master, and let's just go here, and then let's look at salary estimate. So over 120, right? So now we see ranges from 96 to 145, 70 to 90 an hour, 128 to 179, 121 to 125. They're getting hourly here. 110 to 159, 137 to 229. It's remote out of Clarksburg, West Virginia. I already know where that's at. But you got 229, right? So again, we got a range here, right? So when you're talking to these people about what your salary is, you need to ask them what their range is, and then they're gonna ask you what your range is. Now you have to take into account how much you want to put how much you want to put away in your 401k, if you want to max out your 401k, if you're starting an IRA and you want to max out that IRA, um, how much are you putting away when it comes down to um, your 6 months emergency fund that's in a account that's actually returning you money. So your money need to make money while it's sitting there for 6 months. You also need to be looking at um, um, not just your emergency fund, but just your everyday expenses and you eating and your travel. So what does that look like? What lifestyle do you want to have? Of course, there's always lifestyle creep, but again, I'm just pointing out things that you should be looking at for yourself when you're talking about what it is that you want to have and what this range could look like, right? There was another one. Let me go get this one. See. Uh, so this came from Glassdoor. I don't like them, but okay, I'm gonna roll with them because I know a lot of y'all like Glassdoor. Okay, so the 10 best U.S. jobs. I mentioned this on Wednesday. Not all of the meetup is recorded. Some of the stuff I talk about don't be recorded on the meetup because I don't feel like I should be recording it. So 10 best U.S. jobs 2022. What's number one? Who know what number one is? I'm not gonna even scroll down. Just give me something. Give me what you think the top 10 are. Just give me what you think is on this list. I know one thing is on this list. I talk about it all the time.
Take a wild guess.
Hmm.
I say, have them take a wild guess.
Yeah, take a wild guess. Tell me what your thoughts are. Here it is. DevSecOps is number 4 actually. So let's jump down here. Enterprise architect, 144. Full stack engineer, 101. This is medium from Glassdoor perspective. I can go show you these numbers on Indeed. That'll be something else. Data scientist, 120. DevOps engineer, 120. Strategy manager, 140. Machine learning engineer, 130. Data engineer, 113. Software engineer, 116. 107 for a Java developer, product manager, 125. Um, and this is from Glassdoor's perspective. We go over here to like a levels FYI, and we type in something like a Scrum Master or something like this. Let me see if they got a Scrum Master. They may not have a Scrum Master on here. Let's see. Yeah, they don't have a Scrum Master on here. Let's go back, see what they got. Let's see. You got a software engineer, manager, accountant, business. Let's go back and let's type in DevOps or Dev. Yeah, let's do DevOps. So they have a medium range of 148,000 for DevOps. Uh, l- they had we come back over here. They had a medium of 120. So that's why I say I don't really like them like that, right? They be off to me. So if say you somebody came in arranged somebody went for looking for a job and they's like, okay, well, I'm gonna give myself, you know, 25,000 more because the median is 120 and I'm gonna come in at 145. You still coming in low on this 148. So it says the 25th percentile is 103. The the 75th percentile is 198 and the 98th percentile is 265. But you can see some people are making more than that. Some people are down here at 411. Some people 20 entries at 433,000. And that's the DevOps. And that's why I say, like people think that, oh, DevOps, you don't make no money. I'm like, look, like 433,000 is okay. I think you can make it. No, you can make it in Colorado on that. I know that. You need that. You need that. All right. Um, Let me look up we did Scrum Master. Let's look up another one that they have on here. Let's look up data scientist. Oh, they want me to log in. Let me see. Let me see. I think I'm on this one. Uh, I don't know why there's always an error when we do that. They don't like me. We're gonna try this one. They don't like me. I may have to do this on another screen on another browser. They don't like me. I have an account, but I think it's on a 50/50 gig account. I'm not sure. But nevertheless, you get my drift. Of the incomes that you see are can be skewed, right? So that's why I say go look at multiple places. Don't just take Glassdoor at their thing. Let me see. Indeed salary report. I think Indeed comes out with a salary report too. So they have Indeed salaries and they have a calculator. So let's go here. Let's type DevOps engineer and then let's hit search. All right. So you can see they have again. You see how low these numbers are. Right? So let's go back and put in. Let's go put in um Chantilly, Virginia. So 133, 156. I hope nobody's making 77,000 in Virginia. I just pray they're not. I pray. 148, right? Talked to an engineer on Discord. We said lots of devs despise the full adoption of Scrum. Yeah, that's what they say. They say it all the time. But you know what, Tracy? They ain't got no choice. If that's what the customer want, they gonna have to adopt. All right. Let's look at Austin, Texas. And Austin 130, 154 on the platform side. They value and use only elements of Scrum methodology to conserve on time. Well, yeah, I mean, you again, it's what all Scrum is, right? We're taking the big the big piece of the big puzzle and breaking it down into small modular pieces. The problem with the small modular pieces and the problem with most of companies is they're still siloed. They still have a dev, they still have an ops, and they still, so basically if I'm a developer, I take something, I give it the ops, and I hope ops understands and understands and knows how to deploy my stuff, when they should all be together. It should be all one big pipeline. It should be a big feedback loop. That's the problem. I see it now. I work with people now. It's the feed. I'm like, well, how if I deploy something over here onto this network, how do I get the failures out of this particular location back to the developer? How can we feed that back in, right? So that's why a lot of the work that you see in the DoD, actually, that's what we were talking about Wednesday, is unclassified, because the loop is not that we don't have that continuous feedback loop, and we need to get that, right? And you can see on this screen too the different companies: Deloitte, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Change Health, VMware, KPMG, Verizon, Accenture are all places that have DevOps engineers, right? These are all places that have DevOps engineers. All right, let me hop back over here and get to the what you're saying in the chat, and also what's it? Yeah, data science should be. That's why I said. That's why I said engineering came. That's why I don't even like using Glassdoor. I think it gives you that false. I think that gives you. I think they'll get you underpaid. That's what I think about Glassdoor. I think they get you underpaid. The best thing to do is actually look for someone who's created like an Excel sheet of some anonymous salaries. Talk to people who are already in the industry. Ask for the salary range. Do your research on level FY. You can use Glassdoor as a starting point just to see what their median is, and then I throw 40,000 on top of that and let somebody come in where they may, and then look in your area just to see. Because here's the thing: a lot of people try to pay you for your area. Pay me for my experience and not the area. So try to make sure you do that as well too, right? But all in all, I don't care what nobody say. If you don't have no skills, it don't matter. Get your skills up. I'm trying to tell you how to get the skills. Get your skills. Just Jay, I'm gonna be looking out for you so we can get your skills, get you going, get you in the game,
So
right?
I'm just reading that Indeed, Glassdoor was just acquired by a Japanese holdings company. However, Indeed and Glassdoor are sister companies, and they're owned by a company called Recruit Holdings.
Hmm.
And so, they're saying that Glassdoor salary information is self-reported and not verified. But every time I go on Glassdoor to read about a company, it's not favorable reviews. And people will be like, I'm underpaid and I'm leaving. And this person was cool, but I'm done. I'm moving on.
Mr. Awesome, I don't know what you talking about. You're not getting results in Florida for DevOps. I don't know who you talking to. I don't know who you talking to. I can put you in contact with some people where you get results 180 and up. Like, I don't know who you talk to. I don't know who you talking to. Um, uh, Orlando, Miami, Boca Raton. You want to live in Boca? Got some DevOps folks over there. Uh, they looking. They. In fact, the people over in Boca are looking for OpenShift, OpenStack, and off the rip, they starting at on the low end 150. I don't know what you looking at. I don't know who you talking to. Um, you just got to know the right people. You talk to the wrong people. Um, all right, switching gears. I saw somebody say they was fired up. You should be. I want you to be fired up. You should be fired up every weekend we come in here and talk. All right. I don't know if y'all saw this. The IRS urges increasing cryptocurrency disclosure, e-filing to prevent cybercrime. So all your crypto people, the IRS is they want to know. The letter dated back to December the 21st comes in response to questions from Hassan, a Homeland Security member, concerning cyber criminals who scammed Peter Burrow of New Hampshire out of 2.3 million and converted it into cryptocurrency, and it was gone. All right. So you've been seeing the NFTs. The people have been walking away with millions of money. You see people start coins and people walk away with millions. Ain't nothing they can do. It ain't regulated. Ain't nothing you can do about it. So again, um, yeah, engineering cannabis said Florida got an offer for 200K for machine learning with a bonus. I'm trying to tell you the money's out there. All right. Just be aware with all doing the crypto. He dropped this link. Y'all want to go read this? In fact, you don't even have to drop the link. It's actually in Slack. I pulled this from Slack. This is in our Slack group. I pulled it out of Slack because it's one of the things I wanted to make sure we discussed.
People get into crypto like it's one of those get rich quick schemes. You just be like, it is not regulated. You over there playing with your money if you want to.
You better
You
do
better
your
do your due
research.
diligence.
Do your research. All right. Heidi Shu gives the first glance at the vision for DoD technology research. Why am I bringing this up? Places like DARPA, DARPA, and ARPA, are always doing research, and they have grants and they have contracts that you can win just to do your research and so forth. So, what is the DoD looking at technology wise? All right, let's talk about the fields they're looking at. The Department of Defense Chief Technology Officer on Thursday announced a list of priorities and a new vision for turning research areas into deliverable military capabilities. You don't I don't care what y'all say. People be like, I am not never gonna work for the federal government. Your companies, your big companies work for the federal government. Nvidia, Intel, AMD, VMware, Amazon, Microsoft,
They all have a federal side.
they all got a federal side. Air Labs, Accenture has a federal side.
It's for sure money.
Boeing, a federal side. They all have a federal side. So, even some of the startups have a federal side. In fact, there's a group out there that started an investment fund. I brought this up. That started an investment fund to get a group of startups to come together to go start going after government contracting. Why? Because they're giving away money in the billions and the trillions. I just talked about how Lockheed Martin just won a $1.4 billion contract. Like, come on now, we got to get in it. All right, so here's their focus areas: biotechnology, quantum science, future generation wireless technology, advanced materials, trusted AI and autonomy, integrated network of systems, microelectronics. My favorite one to talk about: space technology, renewable energy generation and storage. Those ESG funds that I was talking about, that's what this falls under: advanced computing and software, human machine interfaces, directed energy, hypersonics, integrated sensing, and cyber. This is where they had it. So look, and you already saw the stuff. If you're in the Slack group in the general, you see that stuff from Fed Scoop and all of them, Cyber Scoop, all that pop up every day. But reading those things lets you know where the money flows for the big people. Like when I say big people, your Lados, your CACI, all those. Then 20% of that has to come to small businesses and minority owned businesses. So if you got a business that can help with, say, directed energy, maybe you go present yourself at a conference showing that what you can help with. Now you become partners with a company where you may be a little small company, but your little small company may remember now to be a, I think, is it a medium company or a small company? I think a small company you could do 35 mil a year. Is that it? Or is it a medium that does 35 mil? But just imagine, let's say 10 million for a little small company that's based out of Wichita, Kansas, making 10 million a year. You got some employees. You may have 20 employees, but y'all making bank, right? So you just got to look at it from a business perspective, not me going to work there. Look at it from the business perspective, right? And this is what they're looking at. And it says, look, it says the Defense Industrial Base Academia federal funded research and development centers, university affiliated research centers, small business, new entrants, startups, and international allies. Everybody gets a piece of the pie. What are you gonna do? How you gonna get a piece of the pie? Everybody got their capability statements. You got a company, you got an LLC. We got to give you the air and get you up, get you started. What's up? What we doing? Don't sit on the sidelines. This ain't it.
Yeah, you got to be willing to do the work. Because people show up like they ready to collect, but don't nobody want to do the work. It takes work.
Yep. All right. Free training is posted in Slack, but I'm gonna show it to you again. I want to highlight it. All right. General generating a software bill of materials. This is a class. This class is free. There's also a certification for this class too. I'm gonna pull that up too. All right, they got a little overview of what the first chapter is. Chapter one, course introduction. Chapter two, software bill of materials. You can get a final exam. This is free. It talks about a software bill of materials can be used to support systematic review of known security vulnerabilities, source components, license terms to clarify obligation and restrictions as it applies to distribution of analyzed software, thus reducing risk. This course will help you understand that the minimum data elements for are what the minimum data elements are for SBOM, software bill of material, and the reason why and the reasoning behind why the elements are included. So this is just a free class, just something you can take and get certification, throw it on your resume, right? Let me go get the actual there's an actual certification course for this. Let me go get it. Oh, it's on here. Let me see. Stay up to date. Blah blah blah. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay, here we go. Here's the learning path. A little bit more about it right here. Let me see. Where is the other one at? Because there's one where you can go get a certification for this. Where you become a. It should be blurry now. It should be straight. Yeah, D can drop the link. No prior training needed. This is beginner. Oh, let me find it. Uh, Certification. But there was another one. I was like, oh, so you can't get a certification out of this. All right. So this is foundational knowledge, but the options and the tools available for generating SBM will help understanding the benefits of it. And it says it's designed for directors, product managers, open source programs, office staff, security professionals, developers, and organizations building software. Right. The course is 90 minutes long. You can enroll right now. There's another one. I have to find it because I lost it. But it talks about how you can become certified in this and actually take that training that you have. create you an LLC, and then go start training others on how to do it, right? On That'll be your side business where you start going and teaching others how to do this, right? So just a little something on that. I remember sitting on sponsor informatics search years ago, and they were just conceiving of IoT. Yep, yep. All right. Drop a one in the chat if you like what we're talking about. I try to keep the first one really as tech stocks and jobs. Like I try to keep that heavy on investments, where you can put your money at, so forth. And then I try to keep this one kind of loose with stuff like that for your information. All right. All right. Let's talk about something that I know engineering cannabis wants to hear about. Let's talk about some ML ops. And this is an article that I found on Medium, and I posted this in Slack. And in here, they talk about AI engineering with open source tools. And AKS is part one. There's another part of this. Thanks for the ones. Blow this up. All right, this blog is about taking the reader through an entire journey of AI engineering, machine learning, its architecture, and the process flow. We start the two blog series and we'll cover ML ops and AI engineering. The first one is to talk about overall approach, workflow, components, and so ML ops, machine learning operation. When I talk about DevSecOps, we're here. You're talking about machine learning dev ops, right? ML ops. They just dropped the dev out, but ML ops. You can throw security into this as well too. All right. And so here they go on to talk about the architecture. They said here in our current approach, we have taken below consideration cloud agnostic open source product, containerized architecture, container management using Kubernetes and AKS, and so forth. Right. And then they give you this diagram. I'm gonna blow this up, and this is about that's about as big as I can get it. So I can, yeah, that's about as big as I can get it right there. But I'll walk you through this. So right here, we got GitLab. We got a person that checked their code into GitLab. Then this person checks their code into GitLab. The runner then kicks off and downloads. It pushed the Docker image to ACR right here. That's what it says right here. It pushed the Docker image to ACR. So ACR is Azure Container Registry. So, what's special about Azure Container Registry? Well, Azure Container Registry, similar to JFrog, and D, I can hear you. Probably need to mute a little bit. Uh, Azure Container Registry allows me to deploy my container to the registry, where I can then one, keep a version control of it. Two, I can scan the container for vulnerabilities, and if I have vulnerabilities in it, remember I was talking about that feedback loop. I can then feed that back to this developer over here that checked this in, and let them know that what you built and what you're doing has known vulnerabilities in it. We talked about it last week with the Linux kernel, with the policy kit has a vulnerability that's been in it for 12 years, right? Right. So again, we're talking about things in the feedback loop. As you as a DevSecOps engineer, you as a developer, you as a person who does security, these are things that you want to be aware of. And so then here it says the ML engineer manually updates the image and the tag. Now this is that's over here. We're gonna come down here. I got issues with that. All right. So then here they got Argo, Argo CD. Argo CD is an open source product, comes out of the Linux Foundation. So when I talk about this, let me go over here. Let's look up cloud native landscape, and let's click here. So you remember I've shown you this before. This is the cloud native landscape. I'm gonna make it smaller so you get it all on the screen. But on this cloud native landscape, we have a variety of open source projects and open source tools that we can use. So here we got database, streaming, application, scheduling, coordination, RPC, service, proxy, and so forth. But we also have container runtime, cloud native storage, and so forth. So, in a container registry. So Argo falls under here for your container registry. Let me see. Here's Falco. Let me look to see if I can find Argo on here. Oh, they don't have it. Here we go. Let's go Argo CD. All right, so here's an overview of Argo. What is Argo CD? Argo CD is a declarative GitOps continuous delivery tool for Kubernetes. Remember, we deploying an application definitions, configuration, environments should be declarative and version control, right? Application deployment and lifecycle management should be automated, audible, and easy to understand, right? So this is what we're looking at, right? We're talking about, and this is what they're doing right here. They're taking the GitOps approach right here. Keep making this one. They're taking the GitOps approach right here, right? You see, if you follow this line, it drops down here, and again, GitOps. And I talked about that. It's GitOps and GitFlow, two different things, but GitOps is what you really want to start looking towards, especially when we start talking about Kubernetes. And GitFlow is again, what is my branching strategy? How do I handle features inside of my pipeline, inside of my I should say my repo, my repository, right? I'm not going to go into a lot of details because I don't want to lose you all. I just want to give you an idea of what we're talking about here and what you're talking about from machine learning and also what you're talking about DevOps, right? And so I can't blow this up anymore. And it's small for me. And if not, I'm going to have to pick it up and bring it into my eyes so my eyes can see. Let me see what else they have on here. Itio, data mining, feature engineering, model training, model validation, pusher, and Python operator. And this is all right here. I'm reading all of this on the Kubernetes cluster right here. Right. And so this right here, Argo CD, is on the Kubernetes cluster. This particular portion is on the cluster. And then all this looks like this is outside of the cluster. Right. And here they got analytics and RPS feedback. They got machine learning flow. They got the data scientists here, and then Azure Databricks. You know about that. So D could drop this link so you can read it. I want you to read it so we could go through this flow again. We'll probably spend a meetup and really break down each section of this on a meetup, because it's really what this is headed. If I keep going down this route, is a meetup. This more meetup based. So let me hold that for a meetup. Make sure somebody reminds me of right that about this, right? When we start talking about Git flow, GitOps, ML ops, IoT devices, even we should look at what's the underlying not necessarily technology, but servers that make up where blockchain exists, right? I mean, I think everybody has this idea that it's some separate location in some world somewhere, but these are machines that are crunching away, whether it's CPU bound or GPU bound. When we're looking at that, what's going on, Scooter Phoenix? How you doing? Um, Game over. What's going on? Yeah, they did make it complicated. It can be redrawn simpler, but I think what they're trying to show here is um the flow, the actual breakdown and the flow of what happens when we're talking about ML ops and DevSecOps, right? So I think they're just trying to show the flow. I think one of the most important pieces is up here just to get started with people, to understand, and then we move into this section here where we start talking about, and then this ML flow, right? You know, understanding that. But everywhere you see this little blue symbol, or I forget what they call it in voting world. Somebody correct me what that is. That's the premise behind Kubernetes here. I forget what this little symbol is called, but anyway, we know it's the cluster, but I forget what it is. But anyway, these are on the actual cluster. So like Argo actually sits on the cluster. These applications are actually on the cluster, right? So let me get my next thing that I want to actually highlight and show. Some more free resources. Seven always free Azure resources you should know about. Seven always free Azure resources you need to know about. Azure free tier. I'm gonna blow this up. It's a 12-month service. Sign up by email address just like you would with GCP or AWS. Um, Let me see. Amazon Cosmo DB, right? And it says currently there are 45 free services available globally that range from compute to database to mobile inside Azure as a free service. So if you want to get a chance to start learning and get to know how to maneuver around Azure and what that is, that's you can use that. Azure Event Grid, Microsoft Defender for cloud. So Azure Security Center, if you want to start looking at cloud security for Azure or just cloud security in general, because they're all pretty similar in some instances. So start looking at that. The next one up is Azure Active Directory and Azure Arc. Azure Arc is a organized, governed, and secure Windows and Linux server SQL Kubernetes cluster across data centers and the edge and multi-cloud environment. Use cases. Let's talk about the use cases for Azure Arc. Gain central visibility, operations, and compliance with centrally managing a wide range of resources. Could you use Datadog? Yes. You could use Datadog. You probably could use New Relic, but I'm just giving you free resources that you can go learn and talk about and so forth. Just Jay, this IT Pro TV, this is what I was talking about here that I'm gonna get you and sign you up for. All right. All right. Run Azure services anywhere by deploying Azure Arc, enable Azure SQL and Postgres hyperscale on any Kubernetes distribution on any cloud. Right? On any cloud. All right. Azure automation. And what do you get per month? 500 minutes of job runtime, Azure Signal, R service, and so forth. So again, you're getting free stuff that you can go learn and probably go take Azure basics test, the Azure entry level associate exam, become certified, then move your way up. See, game over. Where you going? You said bye bye. I don't know why you're saying bye bye. Right? So IT Pro TV, right? I like them. I think it's a good place to start.
I'm
Um,
back.
What'd you say? You back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Where'd you go?
Well, I told the housekeeping to be back in an hour because I thought we would be done in an hour. But they came back and they did good. They didn't knock on the door or anything like that. So I let them in and we fresh in effect.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I made them work.
Oh,
It
okay.
wasn't like a drive, but we had a situation earlier. So they vacuum. I don't know about mop, but they definitely vacuum.
Okay. All right. So let me see. Free training. Um. Oh, here's some more training. Oh no,
And you said all these links are in the
they're on the
Slack?
document. They're on the document. This one isn't on the doc on the in Slack.
Okay.
All right. So, Kendra, are you still in here? I don't know if you are or not, but this is a link that you dropped. I wanted to make sure I bring it back up. Um, CISSP mentor program. It's open right now, so let me blow this up. FR Secure has a goal of changing a broken industry. There are many ways to accomplish this objective. One unique approach we use at FR Secure to bring about change is our CISSP mentor program. The global dilemma around cybersecurity talent has been a feature of security and risk management landscape for many years. By design, this program is provided at no cost to any participant as a way to help fill those positions. Um,
$0.
huh?
$0.
Yeah, participants, okay, qualified people are preparing them for the CISP certification exam free. I put this out there. This is in Slack already. I think it's in training. If not, if you don't see it in training, let us know. um, I want to make sure you know about this. I try to take stuff that we have in our Slack group and highlight it. I don't think people click on the links, so I'm clicking on the links. I'm putting it out here. So here you go. All right. Next up, well, you can go back and get them 6 points back. It sounds like you just need to get the 6 points back. All right. Let's see. Oh, so remember I was talking about those government contracts. USDA awards Lumen $1.2 billion EIS task order, right? Who is Lumen? The Department of Agriculture has awarded Lumen Technologies a $1.2 billion task order for IT modernization of digital services. The IT services will range across 9,500 USD locations and serve nearly 100,000 USD employees. According to Lumen's release, the contract will run for 11 years, was issued by GSA's $50 billion EIS contract vehicle. All right. So let's go find out who Lumen Technologies is. Where they at? We know they got jobs, right? Edge computing for the fourth industrial revolution. Hey, how you doing? I'm awesome. Designed to deliver near zero latency for the next gen apps on the edge. The fast, most secure platform for next gen apps and data. So they're in edge computing. We talk about this. I say this all the time. Where the money is at, follow the money. All right. So let's jump down here and let's look at um see, they gotta have jobs on here. Let me go down here. Let's see. Solutions, careers. We know they got some money. They got money for their next 11 years, right? All right. So they got corporate careers, high tech. Let's go high tech. All right. Senior lead Azure engineer, work from home. Everybody's like, I want to stay at home. Here you go. Lead solutions architect, 58 locations, work from home. Senior software developer, senior blah 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 blah, little Broomfield, Colorado. You already know what's your minimum you ask that you're gonna ask for as a senior software engineer in Broomfield, Colorado. D, what's the minimum? What you gonna ask for?
Yeah, 250. I like to travel. You know, everything happens in Denver, so I would have to commute for my nightlife and my little shopping. 250
All right.
minimum. and they have to put me up. I need stipends. I need me reload. I need
Sign on.
sign on. I need them to move my stuff for me. I need all of that.
All right, senior IT engineer, work from home, available in 49 locations, agile. I won't keep going because it's 10 pages here. I just hop over here to the 5th page, see what they got. Um,
And some parts of Colorado is barren, no man's land. So you're
yeah,
gonna need you're gonna need what's the little hybrid sports utility vehicle.
yeah. Principal SRE, work from home, Python, Linux, and you can come in here. Like I tell people all the time, let's get rid of high tech, and let's refine our search, and let's just type in Linux. Um, and then they got 974 jobs that's open right now, and they just won a 1.4 billion dollar contract. So, right, or 1.2 billion. They got security engineer, lead information security, lead IT systems, software developer, lead system, blah blah blah, and the list keeps going. And I don't mean to sound blah blah blah, but I'm just saying these things we see over and over every week. I talk about it every single week. We see it over and over, right? And they got locations in Poland. They got locations in Singapore. They got locations in Chile, Chile. um,
Oh goodness.
Chile. I'm looking to see if they got some more locations, but Broomfield, we know what's up. You already know what it is. You already seen the medium house, 970,000. I'm just putting it out there, right? Let me see. Yep, Lumen just secured the bag. Uh, I know Aurora one on your list. Is our Slack for men? Yes, men in our Slack. Look, let me break this down. I said this before. If you're new to women in Linux, I'm Tamika. This is D. Um, let me say it like this. So when people ask me, is women in Linux exclusive to women? I help I help who I can. Right. I try to help as many women as I can. But if we had to go work for other people, we're always probably in my space. Let me clarify this. In DevSecOps, in Linux, in infrastructure on the back end, you're gonna always be working with men. And 9 times out of 10, you're gonna probably be the only woman or the only black woman. I just want to clarify that. Right? In my space, in my world, you already seen statistics in Colorado, but this ain't just in Colorado. I never even seen any black people, much less black men, right? So I'm just want to point this out. The other thing I want to point out is we too broke to argue. We too broke to argue. I just want to put that out there. We too broke to argue, right? So if I can get every black man, woman, dog, worm, snake, poodle, mutt at 200,000 in a household, that's what I want. That's what my goal is. Uh, we can't be broke come 2053. That's not my goal. And if your goal is to be broke in 2053, maybe we ain't it for you, right? So just putting it out there, right? We too broke to argue, right? It's just what it is. Um, so that's my stance. So that's why we kind of over for everybody.
And that's how I feel about that.
Yeah, it's my stance,
It's
right?
pretty simple. Just, it's not easy. I'm going to keep reiterating to people that it is not easy. You can show up and things that happen, but you have to do the work. Like, there are plenty resources. There's going to be time commitments for yourself. You're going to have discipline. You're going to have to immerse yourself in the language. You're going to have to show up to the meetups. You're going to have to look at some videos. And if the videos don't have chapters, note the chapters yourself and then forward them to me and I'll add them to the videos. We are a 2-man operation with a few contractors. When I can find good help, we do the work. Me and Tam, we drove 30 hours in 2 separate cars to get here to Colorado, and I'm helping my friend get settled. However, there's full-time jobs here that we work. There is another company that we work, and then there is Women in Linux. So we do the best that we can do given our infinite our time that we can do. I'm trying to get off of this by 4:30, so at least we can catch us some brunch in the last 30 minutes, and the place is just across the street. So is this Mr. Awesome asks, is it only for women? Our group is inclusive. We have resources for everybody. All that I ask you to do is when you get here, is you join in, you engage, you join the conversation. Your contribution could be in the form of resources. It could be in the form of dialogue. It could be in the form of blogs. It can be in the form of attendance. Help somebody out. We don't know everything. We're just sharing resources as well. So come on out. Each one teach one. That's the best way to learn. And like I said, the goal is everybody at 200K. What that means for some people might not see that for themselves, but let that be your goal. And
That's at a
when you
minimum.
get it,
I want to clarify that. I'm not saying that's all you gonna be. I'm just saying at a minimum.
yeah, at a minimum, at a minimum. And it's out. Trust me, it's out here. It's out here. It's out here.
Yeah. All right. Let me see. Go back to my thing.
Oh, that was game over. Okay, Mr. Austin, that was game over. My bad. Let me clear that up on the live. But yeah, show up. Show up. I mean, we had over 20 something people on Wednesday that heard William speak with Novella, and some people are they submitted their resumes to Novella and they are getting callbacks. They're getting conversation. So again, like we always say, we get the resources, but if you don't use them, you don't submit, you don't even try to show up and see what they have for you or those conversations, then we lose those resources. Period. And we get a lot of questions like, what are they going to do about entry level people? Can it show up, submit your resume, have a conversation? Like, it's definitely a confidence booster. Like, you have to be in it to win it.
And we have people that are in our group that are over 50 that are getting to it. I just want y'all to know that, right? I want y'all to know that. I want y'all to know that we do have people that are 50 and older and getting to it, right? So don't think just because of your age, like we got people that are getting to it, right? I mean, I didn't even know we had an 87-year-old looking at us and was doing the Women in Linux and studying with us and going down the path where he was, right? I think his wife passed away, so he's kind of slowed down. But again, we're just trying to get to it, right?
And you're not going to learn it. You're not going to learn it in one day. Everybody's comprehension level is different. Certain things come to certain people different ways. Explore how you learn. Like, take an hour, take 30 minutes, take a weekend to just, if you're interested in something, go ahead and look. I mean, everybody provides all this information for free. And I'm pretty sure people want it packaged up and for us to give them A, B, C, D, and E. I don't know how many more alphabets we can give you. We've been preaching the same thing to the choir for the last 5 years.
Game over. What is 70,000? What is that? I don't know what that is. What's 70,000? Somebody offered you a job for 70,000? You trying to buy a car for 70,000? I'm just playing with you.
She's terrible. Yeah, send your. Hey, here, you don't know what your resume looks like till you try. Let them tell you your resume doesn't look good or
And
what they need. Like, we have the relationship in place for them to take a look and say, you know what, yay or nay, and this is why.
yeah, and then y'all got a whole Slack community, right?
Forward
Ask
it over to somebody.
ask somebody
SB
to
is in
look
there.
at
Forward it over to SB and see what it looks like. See what it's over. It's almost 2,000 people in there. Over 2,000 people, right, Tam?
yeah, 2,800.
In Slack that are talking and looking at stuff. And that's what it's here for. They know that there are underrepresented groups. They are looking for diversity, innovation. They're looking for new hires, and not in the diversity in the fact where we're downtrodden and we don't have the skills, but we're overlooked in a lot of respects for these jobs,
And we
these
don't know why.
well-paying jobs, and they're putting in the work. Go check them out. They're willing to take the time out to say, you know what, all these positions that we have that need to be filled, we are not getting the response we need. We need to go look into these other fields. We need to go look into these other resources, these communities that have these people that are already doing the work.
I want to address this comment, right? Because Princess, he already said, if you don't have the skills, still send over your resume because we can find you a job somewhere else, right? I just showed you over a thousand, almost 1,000 jobs on. Oh shit, I forget the name of that damn company just that quick. What company was that? Yeah, I forget the name of that daggone company just that quick. Let me see. I had them up. Lumen. I just showed you
Yeah.
that company, right? They got 974 jobs. He got 384 jobs. They
And he's a scrum master. Like, don't think that just because you're just learning Linux, it doesn't negate all of the other skills that you have to get the job done. You can learn Linux while you're working. You can learn anything while you're working.
Yeah, so what I'm simply saying is your skill sets and your job that you have right now. I mean, skill sets that you have right now. They may have a position for you in the company where then you can get in the company and then learn about what other things that they do, and then soak up the resources to train. You come here, Women Lens. I'm giving you resources. I mean, and then you go somewhere else in the company or somewhere else outside the company, but you work and you steadily increasing. Like, you need to be increasing your money. Like, like, you can't be staying at these jobs 10 years and then only getting 2% raises. That shit ain't gonna get you nowhere. You gotta get out here and get this money, man. Like, these people out here making 3, 4, 500,000, 500,000, $1 million. I showed them that too. I showed you these people that's making it, right?
And sometimes Community Solutions Pro, and I can take sometimes the best way to learn is on the job. For me, like at my job, it's literally like me and a coworker are creating training as we go along and as we learn things. We have our own document that we put. But is it easier sometimes to learn outside of your job because at least you're getting a check that's coming in? Yes, but that definitely takes discipline, and everybody's a little different. Because I mean, even the other day for Tam, it's just like sometimes where the company is at, they might not have the capacity to train junior people. And that's not on that junior person. That's just the capacity of that particular organization at the time. So
Yep.
they might be looking for more senior people to fill those roles because they feel these senior people may know.
Yep. So so don't let your thoughts be your barrier to entry. Sometimes if we be in our own way, we be too caught up in our head on being trying to be perfect instead of just
Right.
submitting and then let the chips fall where they
Right.
may. And I
And
want to
it's,
bring I want
oh,
to
go
bring
ahead.
this up before we continue. There's an article. I think I have it on this list where this guy got rejected 80 times before he got a job. He got rejected 80 times. Let me see if it's on my list because it was important that I bring that up today because I was just like, that's what I'm talking about. Let me see. Isn't it on here? I must didn't copy it. But he got rejected 80 times before he got a job, which I thought was very important because sometimes, you all get caught up with like, oh man, they rejected me. I'm not good enough. I'm not this. And trust me, I did it too. And then you get to the point where you earned enough money and you save enough money. Yeah, right here. Here it is, right here. It took me 80 interviews to find a new job after losing my old job. If you think about quitting, know the job market is more brutal than it seems. But it took him 80 times. He's 31 years old. He lost his marketing job of 2 years in March, but felt optimistic, bolstered by coverage of the Great Resignation. He decided to pursue an industry change. It took 7 months, over 1,000 applications, and 80 interviews to get the job. I told you my story. I would apply every weekend. Every weekend, I would sit down on the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I would apply to 100 jobs every weekend. People are like, "Oh, you got to be strategic." That was my strategy. Damn it. And then you line the jobs up accordingly to your time off, right? What's your time? When can you take your lunch? Call me after 5. I'm gonna be off this day. I'm gonna do interviews. I need to be off on Wednesday. I'm leaving early Tuesday. Fly out Tuesday night. Go get the interview. Fly back in. Go to the job on Thursday. Like I used to do it all. I did all of that. I did all of that. I did all of that. People tell you be strategic because you don't want to, have your name all floating out there. You just taking a crap in the a shoot a crap shoot whatnot. And here's my thing: to each his own. If that's not the road you want to follow, then find somebody that's a recruiter that's gonna help tailor your resume, that's gonna work for you, help you create, like they say now, we don't have career paths anymore, we have career portfolios. Find someone to help you do that. There's multiple ways to skin a cat. I'm just only giving you from what has worked for me. Find a mentor. Don't find a mentor. Find somebody that's gonna be an advocate for you for when you're not in the room, right? It's just multiple ways to get there. The bottom line is my goal, 200K. I just need for you to get in the game so we can be accredited investors, so we can have that fund. Like I showed you, Ark Invest, a minimum of $1,000 to invest, right? But you can't invest in my fund if you don't have it, right? So just wanted to share that. Let me see. All right. We did the training. We did the Fed school. We did the 2 buckets this morning. I want to bring this up too. For those that are following us with Rust on Sundays.
It seems like all the cool kids are rewriting their code bases in Rust these days. And no kid is cooler than Amazon because they just released a blog post describing how they rewrote parts of the Prime Video app in Rust, resulting in 37,000 lines of Rust code. Let's take a look at the blog post to find out why. The blog post is titled How Prime Video Updates Its App for More Than 8,000 Device Types. Basically, the Prime Video app is deployed to all types of devices: gaming consoles, TVs, USB-powered streaming sticks, etc. So when Amazon wants to update the Prime Video app, every one of those devices requires a separate native release. So as you can imagine, the update process is long and tedious. This is why the app is divided into 2 parts. First, there's a native part written in C++, which must go through the long update process when anything changes. Then there's another part shown here in blue, which is downloaded at runtime when the app starts up. This makes updating these blue components very easy. This blue part is written in JavaScript and contains application level code and some lower level components, such as a scene and resource management component, an animation component, and a renderer. The native C++ codebase has a JavaScript VM and handles things like network access, image decoding, and more. This architecture allows features and bug fixes to be delivered without updating the native app. However, the downside is the components that could be updated on the fly are slow because they're written in JavaScript. And that's where WebAssembly comes into the picture. To solve this performance problem, Amazon started experimenting with WebAssembly. In August 2020, Amazon built some prototypes to compare WebAssembly VMs to JavaScript VMs. In those prototypes, code written in Rust and compiled to WebAssembly was 10 to 25 times faster than JavaScript. Because of this, Amazon decided to rewrite parts of the Prime Video app in Rust. Now, Amazon still wanted to deploy to devices that didn't support WebAssembly, so they went with the following architecture. Low-level application components such as the renderer, animation, and scene and resource management were converted from JavaScript components to Rust components and deployed as WebAssembly binaries. New versions of the WebAssembly binaries could be deployed over the air, just like the JavaScript code. In the native C++ layer, a WebAssembly VM was added to execute the WebAssembly binaries. The WebAssembly VM and JavaScript VM both run in separate threads and communicate through messages. This architecture allows for performant application-level components that are easy to update. As a result of this architecture, average frame times on a mid-range TV were reduced from 28 milliseconds to 18 milliseconds. To reach the goal of reliable 60 frames per second frame generation, Amazon states that they will move more systems to WebAssembly in the future. Switching to WebAssembly also improved memory consumption and binary size.
All right. I wanted you to get some of that. We didn't get all of it, but it's more. It ain't that much left on that video. It's like we're at 306. It's like a minute and so left, right? Well, I wanted to share that with you because the reason why we have the meetings on the weekends for us is a multitude of things, right? So what I'm talking about now with edge computing, IoT devices, robotics, AI, machine learning. I'm also talking about future stuff, right? So Rust, future. We already see Amazon is doing it. It's already being ported into the Linux kernel as a second choice for I don't want to say operation, as a second language, like underneath, embedded in the operating system for Linux, especially if you're using Red Hat or even Ubuntu, you're going to always find a default of Bash and Python. Now you're going to find Rust as a default, as a common thing that's just going to be, hey, I can use Rust to write my script, or I can use Python to write my script. It is going to be there. Cargo run, cargo, Rust up, Rust C, compile, so forth and on, right? What's the other reason? Well, let me go to my email. Let me go to my Slack, and talk about the why, because the why is super important for this. And let me find it. You've been posting, huh? I ain't mad at you, D. You post all the jobs.
I'm a contributor.
All right.
I'm a contributor to the greatness of our group.
Yeah. So,
because some people don't like to look, and so I bring the resources to the village. I'm not exempt.
Oh snap! I had it. Hold on.
It seems.
Here we go. All right. So let me get this on the screen. Let me find my other screen so I can get it on. All right. So this was posted. I talked about this. I showed you this, but again, when we start talking about smart contracts development with DeFi and smart contract dev, senior, and then smart contract, right? We're talking about 1 million for up to 1 million in a salary, and up to 550,000 in a salary. We're working with some people to do boot camps, to start doing smart contracts. I actually been in contact with a lawyer who actually looks at smart contracts from a lawyer perspective, and actually how to create your smart contracts. We actually was going to put together a boot camp and stuff like that. But I'm working on some boot camps for us. so we can get into this, so we can get more people in. But when you see salaries like this, like I said, I don't have to lie to you about these salaries. These ain't salaries that I'm imagining. It's right here in your face, right? Up to 1 million, remote worldwide, up to 550,000 worldwide, and we are working on not just doing the workshops, but getting people hired as well too, and resume building. We're working on that, so that's going to be in the works, coming down the pipe. So again, if you are about getting to, I don't want to say the bag, but if you're about getting some money and then moving forward, to have that money invest and do other things, and you're in the right place. If not, if you just want to be, you don't care about this, you don't care to make that kind of money because it's not important to you. You just want to feed your family, this, that, and other. I understand that as well too. Sometimes this is not a good look for certain people, but hey, you have options, right? Drop questions in the chat if you got questions. And oh yeah, this one. This goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Andrew Lat Andrew Rill, or Anduril, nabs a $1 billion contract for anti-drone work with SOCOM. SOCOM is based out of Tampa. Anti-drone lab. So drones that fly over boats that when they shouldn't be, flying across the airports when they shouldn't be. That's what this work is for. So what I would then I know about this work. They've been working on this since 2016. To be honest with you, um, we'll go into that another time. But whatever. Um, let's go look up this company. Right, it's right there too. But here's their stuff. Uh, Force protection. You can see what they're doing. You can already see they're integrated with the Oculus, as well too. Um, you can see where they're going with stuff. What I'm talking about when I tell you all to get in the game, I'm telling you to get in the game, technology wise and so forth. There are things that we are just not doing, that we're not in, that we're not at. I hear you on the crypto. I do, but I also see what I see. Right. So now let's go look at their careers here, because they got underwater and they said we're hiring. What right here, careers, view openings, hardware engineering. Those that are electrical engineers, they're gonna always need that. Avionics, um, harness design, mechatronics, senior electrical, senior FPGA, spring intern, mechanical engineer, thermal engineer, product management, business operations, senior Salesforce administrator, finance, cybersecurity, IT systems, government contracts manager, proposal and capture analyst, administrative assistants, people partner, recruiters, security and compliance, hardware operation, manufacturing, deputy program manager. Don't think they don't need a Scrum manager. They do. A Scrum master. They do. A program manager. They do. Uh, Gimbal, working with the GNC, working with the gimbal on the actual drone, software engineer, firmware engineer, perception engineer, data annotation, product robotics engineer, new grad, summer interns, senior sensor integration engineer, software engineer, cloud infrastructure, fall intern, front end software engineer, native client software engineer. I mean, they got a slew. I mean, I'm still scrolling. I haven't finished. I have not finished. And they just won a contract. All right. So now, let's go. Success, security. Oh, this one I want to. Oh man, these three right here are important. We're gonna end on this one, and this is security. Unsecured server exposed 3 terabytes of airport employee records. This was posted in Slack too. Right? When we start talking about the exposure impacted the airport staff across Colombia and Peru. When we start talking about cloud security, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about governance and compliance. That's what we're talking about. So what kind of data was in that, right? You can drop the link, you can read it. Scale AI got an award from the DoD for 250 million. Scale AI, a tech startup that focuses on data that powers artificial intelligence, has won $250 million blanket purchasing agreement that aims to give federal agencies access to its tech. The contract was issued by the DoD's Joint Artificial Intelligence Center on an organization and company that describes AI readiness and so forth. The company lists the U.S. Army and Air Force as its customers. They've won smaller contracts and so forth. But Scale AI has hired several major former DoD government officials. Again, relationships. That's why they got hired. As its aim to break into the defense space, in May it hired Michael Kratzois. How you say that name, Neil? You got it right here.
I don't see what you're talking about.
Right here. I'm gonna screw it up. Kratzios.
Good job.
Okay. Former White House executive, chief technology officer, and active DoD undersecretary for research and engineering. The AI problem that the government has are some of the most interesting and complex, and frankly, some of the most impactful. All right. Next up, you sniffling up there? You got the sniffles?
Yes, I have snot.
You nasty.
I do. I have snot, and I've been on mute, but you called snot. My bad.
You're so
I don't know what to say. I'm human. I got snot.
You're so nasty. Look, Shield AI wins Air Force contract to help bridge, to help bridge Valley of Death. Shield AI, the defense focused autonomous drone startup, won a $60 million contract from the Air Force. We saw this. We saw the unmanned vehicles for the unmanned water vehicles, and then now we're seeing the autonomous drone situation, right? So we're going to see more and more of this. Let's see, unmanned water vehicle, right? We saw that, right? Let me go over here to videos. Well, there's one. The underwater one is one. Go back. This is just one.
Unmanned surface vehicle, also known
this is
as
surface
USV, is used to carry out hydrographic surveys of rivers, channels, shallow water, lakes, and reservoirs. USVs are waterborne vessels capable of operating on the surface of the water without any human on board. A hydrographic survey using USV helps collect data for constructing and developing structures close to water or underwater. USVs are lightweight and portable and can be easily deployed by a single or a few people. Surveyors can predefine the route using USV pilot software, and it will sail automatically and collect
And that's
highly
just one of them, right? We still have the sailboats. We still have the submarines that just came out with that. See, we got marine vehicles and so forth, right? So we got a lot of vehicles, right? They're unmanned, that do things that we don't know about, and people are building them. And you probably, I don't know if did you see the truckers at the truck stop that was sitting next to the Tesla trucks, some of the unmanned vehicles. Like they just sit here. They come here. They sit down. They're chilling. The drivers, the people are in the cabin, but they're not driving. They're just sitting on the passenger side, and the people are like, and the other people are like, man, and this truck finna pull off. Like they don't need as much rest as we do. They just come in, they do their thing, and they keep it pushing. And then it's like that's the wave of the future. You got to go on YouTube and check them out, because you should see the reaction of people, because people are going around looking under like, what's the tech? What are they doing? What's the technology behind it? How they get it done, the dispatch and the whole nine. So it's super cool. All right, I got some more stuff, but I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna stop myself. I can't hear you, D.
Keep going. The brunch is over. Keep going.
You're not gonna die.
I am. I'm dead. I'm dead and I'm sniffling. Luckily, it's 46 degrees outside. So
I don't OD no boozy drink nothing. This Heezy went to bed early. She wasn't even up. She wasn't even with it last night. So she don't get nothing.
what are you talking about? We went to a whole Walmart and I was like, is it what you need? We need to get some type of drink. She scattled right by the booze section and said nothing. She know this bar at the hotel closed down at 9:00. I'm tired of drinking wine. I was like, let's get her something. And she was just like, I don't know what I want. I don't know. Came right in here, took all her clothes off, put on her pajamas, and lay down. We're still on 2 different time zones. I was sleepy. It was 1 o'clock. I was tired. And I had a nice burrito for lunch. We've been looking at places. We've been in the elements. We've been working on time zones. She need to give me a break. All I wanted was a little brunchy brunch. We binged last week. I'm like 30 minutes. That's all I need. I don't even want bottomless nothing. Keep going. Get everything off your list, my G. I'm here for you. Include me in the conversation. We are here for you. We're here, right here, my G.
I'm glad y'all get a chance to witness Petty D.
Right here.
I'm glad y'all get to see Petty D in action.
I'm here for you. If I have to have another yogurt, I will have another yogurt. I'm good.
Petty D in action.
I am not petty. Brunch is over.
Petty D in action.
It is. And I was tired of sitting up, so you seen I've leaned back. My core can take it. It was like, oh, you've tried us.
I'm getting ready to do like what's her name on what's her name from Atlanta? NDRE.
Oh, let me put my computer up here so I can join you in your pettiness.
Ooh.
This is a priority. Let's go ahead and finish.
If this move is technical or for asset management side, both.
What is my real personality? I always give you guys my real personality. Sometimes I'll be offended. Like, what is this? What is my real personality? Tam got off of the screen. Why did you get off the screen?
You asked for yourself.
Ask for what? I'm not talking about you. I asked the question.
I know that you asking them. I'm removing myself so you can have a one-on-one conversation with the people.
What you mean? I want you can't do to me. you can't. Oh, hunger and sarcasm. Hungasm. That's a good one. I like hungasm. You're not going anywhere. Hungasm is a good one. I agree with you on the hungasm. She know better. But I'm here.
Yeah, she be giving me the blues, boy. Yeah, me and you must never part. Yeah, that thing right there is a mess. All right, anybody? Look, I'm afraid to ask. Can people come up on the stage? Is that not?
I invited people. I invited people an hour ago.
Okay, well, y'all come on up.
You didn't even have to tell. I did it. I was like, link in the chat. What's going on? Oh, I got to sneeze.
Yeah, please come on up. Yeah, come on up on the stage. Anything you want to talk about other than how do you sign up for the IBM course? Please don't come up and ask that. I'm not going
to. You better not. you better not. You better not ask. Because there is a video there with all of the chapters, with all of the how-to. And if you don't read that, I'm done with you. I'm not absolutely stick a fork, done with you. You don't deserve the class. You don't deserve it.
Tammy, I get D. If D wanted drinks last night, she was on the aisle like I was, and she could have just reached, as my grandmom said, ratched over. She could have ratched over.
Okay, so don't let Tamika, only child, I'm her dinner. She needed dinner companion, full friendship. Get you food.
Ratched over.
Don't let her fool you over here thinking, hey, I can drink water and be just as giddy. I can have me a bottle of Prosecco and be just as giddy. She be wanting mojitos or rum punch, or she got specific. So I just make sure that she, have what she needs, because I have to mix them because she don't know how. Make sure she's okay. Because she'll be missing me soon because I'll be gone. Don't put them glasses back on.
What? These are my reading glasses. The link is pinned in the channel, Mr. Awesome. If you look for pinned items, if you're on your desktop, look for pinned items. It's pinned in the channel.
Tammy, we both gonna cry. When she moved to Virginia, we were in the parking lot, like, friend.
I think I'll be all right this time.
She's not gonna be okay.
Be all right this time.
She not. She's a poop butt.
Be all right this time.
She's a complete poop butt.
Be all right.
She gonna miss me.
Ooh, that's so much better. Had to get a real cleaner for the glasses. Yeah, the color purple, yes. No, nobody backstage. All right.
That's my favorite movie. Is The Color Purple, in this one. It's my go-to.
All right. I don't think we got nothing else. I think everybody.
You got some more stuff on that list. She just had a whole bunch of stuff on this list. Get the stuff off the list, please. Let me go look at the list.
Nothing else to see. All right. The other little thing I thought was good information.
She got a lot of stuff on the list.
A new lawsuit accuses Google of sneakily tricking people into. Huh?
You took
I
your
need to share my
screen down.
screen.
Yeah.
Oh, I was ready. See, I was ready. I was like, you ain't gonna catch me out here in these streets. right here. All right, Google sneakily tricking people into letting it track their location and data. It says even after you turn off the tracking, it was still tracking you. And you know, y'all didn't need to know that information, did you? That was already something you knew, right? It says one of these patterns the suit alleges is the constant displaying of banners asking to share their location on the company's various products such as Chrome or Pixel smartphones, or telling the users that the products won't work well if they turn off their location sharing. Right? Right, they get into that. Let me see. I think that was the last little one that I had wanted to discuss. Mm, talked about the flying car earlier. ML ops. We talked about the free training. We talked about the salary. Talked about DoD. We talked about the RS and disclosure. We talked about Indeed. Did we talk about? Yeah, we talked about everything. That's it. That was the only thing I had left. It did good. I was on time. 2 hours. I was on time. 2 hours and 31 minutes. Okay. Look.
Whoever did that was Patty.
What?
Oh, was that you read it or oh, you looked at the thing?
Yeah, it was me.
I thought somebody called you out.
Mm-mm. Any connection in Louisiana for what though? What you trying to do? I mean, you can work remotely on everything. Yeah, like Kiara, I need to tell you to get Google tracking. You knew that. Product manager program. Are you talking about from product school?
No, it actually Bit sent out something, and I finished my application last night, and that's what it's called. It's called the what did
I'm
she
gonna
say?
remove myself. I'm gonna stand up.
Hold on. It's called the Project Manager program. It's actually from the. You guys can't see Tam standing up, and I can, but it's from the University of Washington. Their product management department. They're offering an accelerator program, and I think the application window is like very short. It might be over today or tomorrow. Um, and so they are looking for people to get involved in this program, and then they offer opportunities and stuff afterward. So you know me, I'm gonna fill it out, see what happens.
Good. You applied good.
Hmm.
And I don't game over. I don't know what kind of connection you need in the area. And drop in the chat if you okay. Drop 200K in the chat if you want to get to a minimum of 200K. And if you already there, just say there. I mean, you got to put your business out there. I
So
mean,
that's your business.
I mean, I'm just saying. All right. So I'm talking about. Yo, 250K is fine. 200K is fine too. You know D gonna be the oddball. You might well just put 300. I don't know why you put 299K.
That's what's wrong with you women now.
That's the goal. 1 mil. I hear you. You on the blockchain.
I told Tam before, I just want money, checks coming in the mail. I want to be on tour. And given that COVID is never leaving, I might just, I have to have my security from when I'm on my boat and my plane, because on the water, you got pirates. And I don't want the pirates to come jack my yacht. And I definitely need some what do you call it? Some well versed pilots to take me where I need to go. Because that's my life. I'll be on tour.
Yeah, and again, these numbers that I'm talking about are achievable. But you're not gonna be able to do it alone. You got to get a plan, a game plan. But I mean, they are achievable goals, right? So it's all good. We'll take your $2.99.
We just got jokes. It's okay.
It's all good. And also be on the lookout for workshops coming up and NFT training and crypto and blockchain and some more DevSecOps
The new
stuff.
website, I just want to work on that. We're going to have courses and coaching. We're going to get this Patreon up. We're going to do all of that stuff. That's our goal.
Oh, Princess say go fly us out. We're gonna get flued out.
What? She is like fluid. She speak my language. I like a good fluid out.
You want to retire early and work part time, making 100K. You can do that if you. I just showed you freelance and making 150, right? So it's choice is yours. It's on you. What you always want to do. Where y'all see yourselves. What do you see yourselves in? Um, and bring other people along with you. All right. Um, the last thing we need is uh to be. I don't know. I don't want to say having money by yourself or wealthy by yourself, but it just helps if you got other people around you that has money, so y'all can make money moves together. Y'all can invest together, so and so forth. That's all. That's what I'm saying. SB, we're not gonna forget you at all. And shout out and congratulations is to Just Jay and your son. New adventures, new time, new fun. Yeah, I mean, check it out. See what that course lands you. You never know what that course can land you. Just take. I don't know when, and it just goes for everybody. I'm not sure when we're gonna start the training, the coaching sessions back up. It'll be soon. I need to go plant my feet somewhere so we can have our one-on-ones and get your make sure we get our documents out to you. So when we finish our sessions, have a course, of plan of action, so forth and so on, and go from there. We make sure we want to do that as well too. Um, and nobody came up, nobody in the background. Hey, you know what? You know what, D? If I say, hey, first person to get backstage, I'm giving them $1,000 to be like, click. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. We can't hear you. We can't
I
hear
said
you.
I will disconnect the stream and claim the money for myself so I can go get some steaks.
If I say we dropping $1,000,
Oh, they
boom.
show up. They be in here laying in the bed. I hear all type of people be popping up. Headscarf in a dark room in the
One
back
eyelash,
alley.
one eyelash, one trapdoor eyelash.
Right. Right. Ooh. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Be in there cooking breakfast. Hey. Hey. Down to earth, no, this particular course was through the University of Washington. I got a lot of screens up, so hopefully Kiera can go ahead and share that link with you, and you can go from there.
So, Mr. Professor Black Ops, how you doing? You heard
Oh, yeah.
$1,000. You like, let me go and get up there.
Yeah, just in case D gonna bless me with the 1K. I like, let me pop up in here real quick. D might bless me with the 1K bill.
You got it. You got it. You got it. We almost closer to you. Are we closer to you in Colorado?
I'm in Indy. I'm in the middle. I'm trying to handle this blizzard, man. My car got stuck yesterday. I was salty, man. I got to go somewhere warm, man. I'm getting old. I need to go somewhere
How
warm.
can you do this life? I was just Tam was forwarding me videos of people where the snow had their cars covered and they were digging each other out. And then she had the nerve to say that people catch heart attacks in the snow digging their car.
Facts. Yeah. I was old. I called my son, man. I was like, "You got to come help me. I'm old, man. I can't be pushing no car. I could die out here, man." So my son pulled up.
You trying to dig yourself out the snow. I dug myself out the snow.
I was digging.
In the DMV. And I felt my heart doing like I was like,
facts.
God.
Facts, man. Professor Black Ops got to go on and die in 2022. He was suffering, shoveling. It wasn't going well. I done call reinforcements.
No. I used to be looking at the little man in the truck in the parking lot, like he's struggling.
Facts.
Enough of it. All I'm gonna do is get that little bit of brush and brush it off, and if it's too much, I'm like, the sun is gonna get it.
That's
the sun to be out tomorrow. The sun to be out tomorrow.
So yeah, I'm just chilling. But y'all had a great stream, so I just came up. Shout out to the old people when there was 50 plus people, 50 years and older. I'm in that crew, so we just got to keep getting it. And in 2053, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be 80. I'm gonna still be out here getting it.
Don't let him put that old people energy on you, because he be acting elderly.
I am elderly. I don't be acting. You should have saw me shoveling that snow, boy. I was like, woo. Then somebody hurt my feelings. I was on the live. One of my good friends says, "You getting fat? You look like CeeLo." I was like, "Oh my God!" He got me CeeLo. I was like, "Oh yeah, my ass going on a diet in 2022."
Let me pull my glasses back out.
Man, he said, "You looking chunky, man. You looking like CeeLo." I was like, "Oh my God, I gotta go on a diet in 2022." The pandemic done got me eating out here.
You drinking some? Let me tell you, the quick men lose weight much faster than women. I'm telling you, you stop eating after 7.
Oh yeah.
And if you're a soda drinker, you cut out that soda.
I'll be living on soda.
We'll be like, well, hey, no old person in the house. Don't old person in the house. We got young energy up in here.
Yeah, I was joking. I had my first intern in 1988. I used to drink a 2-liter Mountain Dew and bang out about 5,000 lines of code in 1988. Well, now I'll be like, "Oh, I don't think I can make it today. I'll take a nap."
I had to put my glasses on for you
I'm like 1988. Good Lord.
Yeah, somebody called me the Moses of computer. I was on a live stream. I was going on my first intern, which was mainframe JCL. He said, "You the Moses of computers. We ain't never seen no JCL tape." I was like, "I've been in the game a long time."
I was 8 in 88.
Hey, don't say that. Don't say that.
I was 8 in 88. But you know what? I'm not gonna even lie. I used to work for City College in San Francisco. That was one of my jobs in high school, and we were still transferring stuff to data to microfiche.
Facts.
Literally, that was our job. Me and this guy. Shout out to Leon. If Leon is out there, we used to be in there. Our little what you call it? Our mayor program job. Be in the records department on microfiche. So it's not that long ago.
Right. I was a junior in college, and that was my first internship, and I was putting tape on for mainframes, and I showed a picture. Everybody like, "What the hell is that?" I was like, "That's a tape, young man." 1988. I tell people I'm pre-beeper. I've been in this game a long time. I'm pre-beeper.
Right. I'm not mad at you. When I went to college, we still had to pull the catalog card.
Facts.
We had to still pull those cards. So.
The original Google.
Yes, microfiche. We had microfiche, the whole little tape. So we're that generation that just got kind of stuck in the middle. We removed like your phone when you had to do the dial phone with that long ass cord.
Oh yeah, I remember laying on the ground because it wasn't cordless. Like you be laying on the ground trying to talk to somebody. "I miss you, baby. You right by the phone because you can't go nowhere."
And what's so cold about it? My stepfather was such a hater. that my mother got me my own line. And of course it had the long line that was in the wall, and then I had the long cord, and at 8 o'clock was a hard shut off. It wasn't no 8:05, no 8:10.
Oh my
I'll
God.
be on the phone and he'll be holding the cord that because he didn't unplug it from the wall. And I'm like,
That's what them stepdaddies will do.
Facts.
we ain't
Facts.
gonna be friends. I'm be like looking at him like you just can't win for losing, can't you? Like you take 2 inches and you take 5 miles back, and he just be
No.
holding it.
Facts. Tam, I like this though. My first similar program I had to write, I had to connect a 9600 baud program and get the receiver so the programmer know it picked up. And back then, you sharing a line, I'd be screaming, "Mama, don't pick up the phone, I'm working. Don't pick the phone up, I'm working." That's how old I am, man.
Yeah, my mama used to do that. I'd be on the internet and she pick up the phone. She'd be like, "I need to use that daggone phone." I'm like, "You ain't doing nothing but calling to talk about what's going on the soaps and your job."
Facts, well, that's how old I am. You had to share the phone. I'm like, "Don't pick it up, I'm working. I'm working." So,
Or they be on the other line listening. You be like, "Can you get off the phone?" Like,
facts. I tell you,
I need to use my line, and this is before two-way. The
facts.
two-way call, and they used to emergency when you can emergency break through the line because the phone be busy, and they be so irritated, like, "Get off my phone! I need to, I need to tell you something."
This is a true story. This happened to me. This is a real true story. So I used to get tired of sitting in the house growing up with my mom and stuff like that. Like my mom would go to work and they would leave me in the house. But I had some friends of mine, and they lived like in like Doraville area, right? And so one day I was like, "Y'all come pick me up." So they came and picked me up, and I just took the phone off the hook, so it'd be busy because we had call waiting.
Facts.
And I left, and I was gone all day with them. We was at the mall, we was doing everything. They was like, "We'll take you home." So they took me home. When I got to the house, my mama was there. And she was like, "I had an emergency call to break the line." And they said there wasn't nobody on the other end. I was like, "Look, I wanted some time with some my friends. We just went to the mall and we caught the train and we got lunch and we was just chilling. We were girls doing girl stuff." She was like, "You could have been abducted. Ain't nobody know what." I was like, "Lord Jesus." I was like, I just wanted to have some fun. I just didn't want to watch another PBS show today. I didn't want to watch no more PBS. I just wanted to go to the mall with my friends.
Yeah. The crazy thing though, if you look back on that, just how much technology changed from 1988 to then, I'll be like, man, like you know, from beeper to the phone to now, hell, you got a Mission Impossible in today's cell phone. So it's gonna be interesting to see what the next 30 years is gonna be like.
Air tags. So, I mean, you already have people getting injected in in their arm to open up doors and stuff like that. They already got that, and they already have the Google Glass, and then also the contact lens where you get up to date information. Excuse me, on your contact lens, so you're just getting processed automatically.
I just like with my friends when you got your new pager and your friends, everybody had a code, so you know who was calling from what and where to meet each other. That was the best part of growing up. Like, what's your code? What we doing? And this
he was just talking about this. We was like, man, if they had Instagram back during Freaknik.
Oh my God! Don't even say that. It'd have been over with, man. I wouldn't be able to get a job. I'd be blackballed.
They'd be like, your mama. That's your mama right there. That one right there that's bent over on that car. That's your mama. The one that
I was behind the camera because it was some stuff going on. Like,
if the Polaroids ever come out, man, them Polaroids that you used to have to shake to dry, if they ever come out.
Oh, and I had a Polaroid since those was like the first camera my mother was buying me. I kept a Polaroid camera, but even in the Freaknik days, you just had a purse full of disposable cameras. Like you get your disposables and you like just go and take them and drop them off.
And then even Black College Weekend in Daytona. It's a wrap. It was that back when Biggie had first came out in 95 when he was down there. This back when Def Jam was really getting going back in '95. This Is How We Do It with Montel Jordan and all of them was down there. That was the first time I was able to go. I was backstage and I was standing next to Biggie. I was standing next to Puffy, and they all walked out on stage and stuff like that. I was like, this back when rappers had 150 to 100 entourage just to be on stage with them.
Just running around. Now that was true. That was true.
You know what, Mr. Awesome? I do not judge the younger generation for nothing. They nothing but a carbon copy of us. They wear the same clothes, they wear the same hair. Like, it's just cyclical. Everything. I mean, we did it with our parents and stuff like that. Like, you live how you live. I'm just happy that my life is not immortalized in pictures, and I got
we didn't have
live like I got to live.
We had Playboy. We didn't have OnlyFans. We had Playboy.
You know, so I think sometimes no one holds anything for themselves anymore. Everything just has to be out. Like, you can't have memories. You know, you can't enjoy a concert. Everybody is always capturing stuff for content. Like, sometimes you just want to live in the moment and have those memories for yourself. Like, I remember going to a summer jam concert, and Ice Cube was my favorite, and being on stage with Ice Cube. I couldn't imagine me just doing this and not being able to live that moment of being on stage and had his lokes on and just vibing. Like, you can't even do that anymore. You had the concert before the concert it get to your city, because everybody is.
Did you say you had your lokes on?
I had his lokes on.
Oh,
I had lokes on from Ice Cube. Like, you know, just those things. And, you know, we have stories. We talk about our stuff and just those things. And a lot of times, like, I partied at Suge House and he was like, no cameras. Kids couldn't even fathom not having a camera. Like, no camera, no disposable, nothing. If you're going to be here, you got to check that stuff out the door. Like, it don't mean it didn't happen, but they always got to have something. Just, this is too much.
Yeah, we don't have cameras everywhere. We miss out on a lot of stuff.
Like you said, I think you just get to enjoy it better too. Like, you don't have to have your camera out, and, you know, everybody don't have to be up in your business. And
then, you know, like, you look at the manosphere and things of that nature, and then you think about how you grew up. Like, we used to go on group dates. Like, it's just the people in the neighborhood. We going to the movies. We getting on the bus, and we gonna go to the show and watch the show and come back. You know, like, you can't even, you caught the bus with your boyfriend. Like, it wasn't any of that stuff. It was just like, it's really pretentious. Like, you just can't be 20 without having to be a boss and making all this money. Like, some people, you don't have agency to figure it out. You know, like, what you want to do and how you want to do it. It's just like, you should already know that, you know, you need to be making this content and make all of this money and do all these things. Like, you just can't be a kid anymore. You can't be a young adult. It seems like you miss out on a lot of those steps when you're just like, man, you're only 20.
No, that's true. Like you said, it's the pressure to just know it all and be it all, and everybody's making six figures. Everybody's got a Birkin bag. Everybody's got on red bottoms.
I tell you now, I do not own a Birkin bag.
We need to get you one, Tam. Don't be shortchanging yourself.
I do not own a Birkin bag.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a friend, and he's over 50, and he hosts he produces a podcast, and he's like, man, I look at these young guys on my show, and, you know, I'm like, what happened to myself? And I was like, man, don't discount yourself. I was like, you use all I was like, you are the go-to gadget guy for technology based on what we had. I said, Instagram wasn't out when we was coming up, when we was hustling. We got two-way pagers. I was like, you are making movies. You had film equipment. You had cameras. I said, you went and got distribution for a movie. Like, that's different. I said, now you can just pick up a camera. I said, we use the technology that we had.
Fine.
And now you can double back and make a different type of money. I was like, but don't ever discount your journey for what's going on now, because you'll be always competing.
Because The Streets Is Watching from Jay-Z was on VHS. Because I got it. It's one of the ones that I got.
Yeah,
That was
but
on VHS.
But the weird thing, like you said, now you can shoot a whole movie on an Apple iPhone and publish it. It be in 4K like a real movie. So, like you said, the technology just kind of speeds up.
Yeah, Down to Earth said they remember writing down direction because your GPS wasn't. I had an atlas. You had to carry a whole atlas, a US map in your car, and if you were going state to state, you had to connect from one to the other to find the word. It was under my seat, like it was an atlas, and then it was MapQuest, and you got to print it out. But
you be trying to drive while you reading it. Okay,
and they like don't text and drive. Imagine reading the atlas or having to pull over and making sure with the gas station person that you on the right road for you to be somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Now Google be priceless. It'd be like, in 1,000 feet, please exit the highway. I'm like, oh man,
she better than the navigation in the car.
Man, I was going to another state for 10 years. Google came out and I was like, we cut like an hour out the trip because it took us some way highways we never even knew of. We like, man, we've been going a long way for a decade, man. So they just do technology. So
I mean, it's sad, but then it's also that, you know, fake it till you make it, and then, you know, people debunking your faking it, like they don't live here, they don't do this, and it's just like.
Shout out to Grandmaster Troll. That's what he does on YouTube. Man, he be calling people address out. This one famous black YouTuber, he said, dude, you were evicted 10 years ago. I seen your court thing. I'm like, man.
Are you talking about JT Money?
No, Grandmaster Troll.
I don't know him.
And that's what he called
GMT. He real famous. I mean, he be looking up famous manosphere guy. He be calling him out. You were evicted 10 years ago. You're not have value. So look him up. It's called GMT Grandmaster Troll. He has me crying. So the doxing, I did one on doxing. I'm like, that's crazy.
I'm waiting for somebody to call me out. I'm waiting for somebody to be like, I'm waiting. She's lying. She ain't doing them kind of numbers. Now, I've seen it. She ain't no way in the world she's doing them numbers.
So yeah, so I did one on doxing and online harassment. So it's just crazy out there. So I don't know. That's the bad part about YouTube and the internet now. All your information is out there. So a lot of stuff is open to the public. Court cases up there, people divorces are up there. It's just like, so people be looking. I'm like, you don't have anything else to do?
Look at that. They need to Google themselves every 6 months, and all your information that come up, you'd be like, unsubscribe, please delete, get me off of here, none of your business.com.
Yep.
Like it's just too much. Judge Jay said, remember, let me tell you, AAA get you discounts on food at Denny's. AAA get you discounts at hotels. AAA was like my guide to life. I think I had a AAA card before I had full coverage insurance on my car.
Professor Black, now, are you the AARP member? Are you signed up?
I haven't signed it. I could now. I'm 53. I'm right there, man. Like I said, I was trying to shovel. I had to call my son. I'm like, hey man, I need you to come down here with the grandkids and bring some shovels, player, because I'm too old, man. Granddaddy just gonna sit in the car and let y'all push, man. I'm getting old, player. I need you and your team to show up, man.
How old are the grandkids?
Oh my God, I know you're gonna oh my God.
He's a granddaddy. He don't know nobody.
Yeah, I'm barely getting the names right. The only thing I would say, I would put my son is busy. That's all I'm gonna say. So my son be busy. I had one. He got the tribe. I love them all though. They be like, Granddaddy, blah blah. I'm like, Granddaddy ain't going, but Granddaddy chipping in, baby. Here the money. I'm not going to no amusement parks, no Kings Island. Granddaddy could pass out, but I'm passing out $100 bills, baby girl. Granddaddy passing out money.
That's a mess.
My son, he got one boy I love. My grandson, he told his daddy, you broke. I'm calling Granddaddy. We gonna go. Granddaddy gonna give me some money. I said, you tell him, grandson. Granddaddy got you, baby. Daddy broke. Yeah, he broke. I got you.
Yeah, Linda, I think, you know what? I had AAA well into my 30s. I didn't realize that my car insurance had roadside assistance and the stuff that was on it. But my family, my mom was just always like, you need your AAA card. And it just came and you just renewed it for that $99. I had AAA forever. And usually, and it's actually, I think you get more miles per tow on your AAA card than you do your regular insurance. So I just kept it, and I rode a motorcycle as well. So it was just like,
You
it
had a
just kept
motorcycle?
coming, and you just,
You was rolling a motorcycle, D?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a Harley.
You were like, well, you hate this. I'm cool with my ex mother-in-law because the only thing I told my ex she couldn't have was a motorcycle.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Her mother loved me to this day. I was like, you can do anything in this world, but if you fall on that motorcycle, I'm gonna have a nervous wreck while you driving that motorcycle. So
No,
I only told her
I was the opposite. My ex-husband was like, we can do anything, but I'm not getting a bike. And I was like, you too clumsy anyway. I wouldn't even want you to get a bike. And so when we separated, he thought I took my wedding ring and bought my bike with the wedding ring. And I was like, why would you think that? Like, he was crazy like that. But I was like, you too clumsy to do that. You need a trike or something like that. Like, I don't even want you to take me out on the road trying to ride with me.
No. I'm getting a 75 convertible DeVille. That's gonna be my car in about another couple years, and that's the only thing gonna be blowing through my bald head, and I'll be bumping.
Even Cam need a trike. Even I told him, like, you can't be no, you don't need a motorcycle. But in Florida, you need it. I'm on a convertible because they will knock you off. I don't even want to be broke.
Facts. Shout out to Down to Earth. I thought about getting a snowblower, but I don't know. I'm cheap. It never snows enough, but like twice a year to use a snowblower. So I'm like, I paid a little kid down the block.
Get it and then rent it out to the neighbors.
They be doing that to me. I just be like, what? I be paying a little kid sometime to come through and show. That's how they make money. So,
but yeah, can't you get like a lawnmower with those attachments? Because the guy at the hotel, he was blowing the snow, and it looked like a regular lawnmower with like a thing at the top, and it was just blowing the snow forward.
D, I'm gonna whisper to you. I don't do physical labor. I cut checks. That's my role. I don't do that, man. I cut checks. That's what I do. So, yeah. Shout out to the Mountain Dew. It gives you a lot of caffeine, so you can stay up late when you're old and write a lot of code. So I'm trying to get on my AWS cloud formation. I gotta have Tim help me once I get stuck. So I'm trying to get my AWS cloud formation.
A lot of men between 45 and up. They was like, we don't do physical labor.
Facts, man.
Sound like my ex-husband, and if we was in our 20s and 30s, like, I don't do manual labor.
That's probably in my 30s. I shut that down, man. So I got a little team come do my lawn. I got a little team, to help me do this. I'm about to get a maid in a minute because my house.
I'm surprised you don't have one right now.
I need one. I just don't like people running through my house, though. I'm like, I don't know.
Down to earth, I don't know anything about snow living. I live in Florida. When I moved to Florida, that's the first time I was mowing anybody's lawn. So I'm not sure about what's going on. I think somebody was accidentally blocked. Hold on, Liz.
Pay for the labor. Facts.
I accidentally blocked the wrong person. Sorry, Princess. I want to try to block
you. Yeah, I need to get in the Slack and the Discord.
Like, that's why I need the controls and not both.
That one over there I'm on YouTube.
Okay, that's how you blocked her.
Yeah, I was on YouTube.
It won't come back.
I said unhide. Make sure they can come back. Yeah, there you go. See, back. She back.
Yeah, oops.
Oops.
So yeah, I need to get on the Discord and the Slack. I've been studying too much my AWS. I'll be like, ooh.
And how many Russian? You know what? The Russian do not come for the first show. The Russian be ready for the second show.
Oh yeah, they be all on YouTube.
How many hours a week are y'all studying?
Me?
Everybody. But then check out how many hours y'all studying.
It's weird. I probably study because what I do is what I study. I end up doing I did an AWS practitioner series. So with me doing the slides is kind of studying, and then I study on top of that. So I probably just want to say I'm trying to study at least an hour a day.
Okay.
Then me doing the every Sunday at 3, I've been trying to do an AWS practitioner. Scott, I think you asked me about that. So I've been doing the GRC component because I'm trying to I'm gonna do a lab for AWS Tower with AWS Security Hub and talk about GRC with that.
Okay.
This is kind of my background in your framing thing. I'm gonna try to do AWS Cloud Formation to automate all that stuff coming out of the tower. So that's kind of what I'm getting ready to start working on my lab for. So
Mercedes asks, is D in charge of the car collection while you're in Colorado? No.
He gonna be out there pushing the car.
I'm
No.
the house manager.
All
So,
eyes on me. She gonna go old school. All eyes on me.
Tam would be like, "Did you start it up? Did you ride it? Did you get it washed?
Shout out to Tam with the car collection.
Did you get it? I bet when she was in Atlanta, she was just like, I bet you haven't went anywhere, and the car is still in the garage. And I was like, that's where you're wrong. I've taken it to work out, and I drove it, and I ran some errands in it because I don't want to hear your mouth. Now this gas thing, she expect everything to be full tank, gassed up, like it's Armageddon. I'm like, if somebody stole it, I mean, they can just ride around. Let them be on E. Let them get there.
Let them ride around. That's okay. It's okay. When I get in it, it need to be full.
But she'll ride on fumes. She will literally
that's on my way
to the house on fumes.
That's on my way home because I don't want to stop on my way home. I don't want to stop and get no gas to come home.
Fumes.
When I get to my side, then I get some gas because where I'm coming from, the gas is high. So when I get over the bridge, there's not a lot. Right?
She be like, I got the car say 50 miles. Take me 33 miles to get home. I can make it.
Facts. I calculate. Do y'all got an AWS channel in the Discord?
Now we got Slack channel. There's everything. There is a channel for everything Amazon. I get Amazon updates in that channel. There's a channel for Azure where we get everything for Azure, and then there's a Google channel where we get
it's an Amazon. It's an automation channel. Yeah. It's over 90 channels in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I try to jump in those channels at least once a week.
That's a lot of channels, man.
Yep.
It's a lot of information.
It's a lot of information.
There's a Slack channel in the description.
It is. You get to the Slack channel if you hit connect on womeninlinux.org.
Okay.
And then it can give you an email and you just get the app.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Trying to do Slack on your mobile phone, you are not going to get all.
No, I don't do shit on my mobile phone.
Yeah, it's a memory hogger.
Yeah, no, I don't do any of that. Sometimes Slack is good, but Discord's struggling. They got a lot of viruses running around Discord, so I don't do anything on my phone.
I don't do Discord. I do Slack.
Okay. Discord is high with a lot of the younger people. Everybody's come on my Discord. I'm like, dude, I'm barely doing my YouTube channel, man. By the time I do YouTube and study and do a couple side gigs, man, I'm tired. So I'm trying to get to that 200K, man. So I can.
Let's go 200. Some people say 1 million. I'm with it. Let's just anything above 200 is what I'm with. I'm gonna get out of here. I appreciate you coming up. All right, yeah. I don't know. Wouldn't you? If you message me and I didn't answer, charge to me working and not even knowing, message me again. What did you say?
What'd you say?
Answer. So I'll be like, girl, get out of the Slack.
What'd you say? I don't know. All right. Yeah. I don't have trouble so far. I got laptops. Okay, cool. I too wait till I'm closer to home. Yeah.
Facts. I do that too.
Yeah, get close as I can. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get me a drink. You gonna meet me at the bar for a drink, or you can't drink unless you eat?
She's trying to set me up.
I'm asking you a question.
I'm gonna put on some clothes and I'm gonna go downstairs because it's what time is it? I don't think they're serving drinks. I don't think the bar is open. It don't open.
It's open. 4. I saw the lady walk past me. That's who I was saying hey to.
Oh, okay. Well, they might be setting up, but I will definitely meet you down at the bar.
Professor Black Ops, I appreciate you. We have to get together and do. I ain't been to your show yet. You ain't even invited me on your show yet.
I ain't invited anybody on my show. You're gonna be on there. Actually, you on my list. To be honest, I'll give a secret away. When is Women History Month is in March, right?
I don't know.
Come on, Tim. Yeah, I think it's in March. So I was gonna bring all the sisters on my channel in March. So you on my list. So I'm getting my list ready. I'm passing my to other ladies.
Yes, more than 5 channels. I want to call you CSCNBC, but that's not it. But you see SB Indeed.
So, I want you and D on. I need you to bring your cohort on there. I need D up on my channel frowning. I need both of y'all.
Are you not gonna throw me under the bus?
Oh, I'll probably back over you a couple times because you be on my channel, but we're gonna make it work. I want the women in Linux on my channel. I want both of you. So yeah, I got you. I'm gonna schedule up in March.
Y'all treat me so bad.
You the one be knocking me off the channel sometime. Say something, D just knock you off. I take a drink, D will be like,
I don't. I let
Oh,
everybody.
you
The
do.
only people I knock off the chat are the Russians. I let people be free to do
No, he
whatever
talking about
they
on the streams.
yeah, I be on the stream. If I do something D don't like, I be gone for
Oh,
a
you
minute.
telling
Man.
stories. Oh, you
That is
telling
not
tall
true.
tales.
I think I took a sip of water. D didn't like it. I was like, damn, I'm not on screen anymore.
Oh yeah, I will. I'm not gonna tell any fibs. So if you go off the camera, I will take you from off of the stream, and when you come back, I will bring you back up because I don't want struggle stream with a whole bunch of.
I need guidelines, D. We need guidelines before we come on.
I'm telling you right now. So when people look back at this, if you go off the camera and it's a black screen, I'm going to take you down, and when you come back up and show your face, I'm going to put you back in because it makes it look struggle stream.
I feel you.
Because people, when they're watching, they don't want to be looking at a whole bunch of black screens.
I went off screen to sneeze, and next thing I know, I'm off the map. I'm like,
and when you came back, you was back up.
But then you didn't tell me. I thought something wrong with my internet. It was so quick.
Now you do. I didn't went on and off because I've been sneezing, and I've been doing the same thing. So,
dude, you need to give out guidelines before you come on a Women in Linux show.
Well, just know that I don't do struggle streaming.
Oh, facts, man. I did that on 99 other channels, and I come on Women. I sneeze, and I'm off the screen. I'm like, what's wrong with my internet? What's going on?
I forget you guys can't see it. And that's one thing I'm trying to get the StreamYard people to do is that when people are backstage, we can all see each other. And so that way that you don't know if you're on or off.
Right. It took me a minute.
So I think that's like a big thing because me and Tam right now, because we're logged in together, we can see each other. But for the longest, she couldn't see me. And so she'd be confused. But I think everybody needs to see each other when they're backstage. I think that is cooler.
I learned the hard way. Like Kevin Hart, you're gonna learn today. I'm like, I'm off the screen.
It's okay. You still here. Now when you get kicked out is when you don't even be backstage no more.
Fine,
you be like,
I ain't did nothing that bad yet to get kicked off, not challenged.
Yeah, no, I don't kick people off. I just bring you down till we show you see your smile again. That's all.
Facts. Y'all have a great night, and I'm gonna definitely have y'all on for. I think it's Women History Month in March. I was talking to somebody. So.
That's cool.
Well, I mean, we Black, and it's Black History Month, so don't wait till the Women Month roll around.
Well, I'm struggle streaming. I want to make sure all my bugs are.
Well, you know what? I will help you with your struggle stream. Just tap me, and you be like.
I try to upgrade to Restream IO, so I'm trying to upgrade a little bit. So it's been going okay for a minute. So we'll see.
Game over. You must be catching up with the thing when I mentioned you mentioned something about 70K. That's what it is. You just ain't catching up.
Oh yeah, I was laughing.
Struggle like what that conversation is like an hour ago.
Hold on, real quick. There's a meme with P Diddy. He's got a roll of hundreds, and there's $1 at, and he's looking confused at the dollar. How to get him hundreds? That's how Tam was looking at the 70K. She was like, "What's that?"
A car? Is it a car? What's car?
Is that dinner? What is that? Game over? Is that a good dinner?
Like, what is that?
Tam was looking at like P Diddy looking at that one and his hundred. She was like, "What's that?" Tam was looking at the 70.
What is that? I'm so confused.
Like that must be his part time. That must be his part time money.
You must have wrote a book and got 70K. And you did a class, a training. Oh, okay.
Facts. So that was funny to me. How about have a good night?
That's exactly how I was looking at it.
I was rolling. I was trying to find that meme.
It was so isolated.
70. I'm like, ooh, he missing a one in front of that or something.
Yeah, something.
Shout out to Game Over.
Game Over. We just playing with you. Don't do it.
Sorry, man. We got you by a couple decades. Game Over. You're gonna catch up, player. You're gonna catch up.
What is the troubleshooting process for standing up We're standing up a service on AWS. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Well, first off, if you're setting up a service on AWS, you should be using CloudFormation or Terraform. And then when you say the troubleshooting process, the errors should be coming back to you as
Facts.
to what that is. And you should be checking your code in the GitLab so the runners can go off and do their thing from Terraform or Terraform perspective. And then you'll see the you'll see the errors inside of there. It should be pretty clear as to what the errors are. If you need to give it access, if you need to enable an API, if you need a some type of key, it depends on the service. It's very broad when you say that.
Yeah, and if you look at the service, they're pretty good about telling you the common errors you'll see. If you, like
Mhm.
Tim said, you don't have the proper permission, or you trying to go, I think I was trying to go cross VPCs for cross accounts, and
Mhm.
not permission. I need VPC peering on, but like
Mhm.
Tim said, it was in red.
Right.
It was in red. Unlike Tim, I'm starting out, baby. So I'm using the console before I start using cloud
Mhm.
formation. I want to make sure I understand the console before I start doing automation. And like she said, I've been making a few mistakes that come out in red, and I'm I'm gonna do a lab pretty soon. I'm sure me and Tim will get together and do a lab together on one of the
Mhm.
AWS services, so she can
Right.
help me as I go from my on-prem skills to the cloud. They're similar, but there's quite a few things in AWS that's quite different than the way I would do it on-prem. So
Right.
it's
And then
interesting.
some things are not in Terraform yet that only are in cloud formation. So you have
Thanks.
to probably create some type of cloud
Thanks.
formation script where Terraform can call that cloud formation script
Mm,
or that cloud formation script to go off and do its thing. So
thanks.
it's just a FYI on certain things. Everything is not written in Terraform for certain services. Like if it's a
Right.
new service, it may or may not be written. They usually we try to be pretty good about it, but sometimes it's not there.
Right. So yeah. I'm sure she's got a lot going on in her Slack with AWS, and like I said, I'm gonna start doing a little bit in AWS. So I'm gonna have Tim come to my channel and help me because I'm kind of new to
And
AWS.
I need to study
And when
myself.
in
I got to
doubt, cut and
study
paste your
it.
red error in the Google
Oh, facts, facts, facts,
and see what
facts.
comes up. Use AWS community as a resource first, and then see some other stuff. But that's what I do when I get those errors.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And
if I
I'm just
can't figure it out.
Yeah, I'm lucky too because the client I work for forever, they got a couple AWS consultants on there. So I just ask them questions. I'm like,
Right.
I got a quick question for you. Like I'm a, do it for the client I work for. I'm like, no, this is for me. So,
Right.
so it's all good.
That's all good. Well, I'm gonna catch y'all next. No, Wednesday we'll catch you Wednesday, and we'll catch you next Saturday as same. I don't know. I guess is this our new time? I'm not sure.
We're no, it's not our new time. We're kind of going week by week as far as what we can do and how we can do it. Um, you guys hope that Tam decides on a place today or she fills out an application. If not, she'll feel rushed. But I think we have some stuff in the bag. We want her to get settled and all that other good stuff. So
D ready to get on the road.
I
Facts.
can't get on the road because it's some snowstorms. So
Oh yeah, we still in. We still got a
I
ton of
I
ice.
can't. Tam pulled up the globe and the weather map, and she was like, "All of this, you can't do
That's
that."
crazy. It is crazy because a friend of mine in Chicago, and they really got it up in Chicago. It was crazy with their stuff.
Yeah. So I'm definitely not about to endanger my life trying to drive back. So
Facts,
um,
facts.
I'm going to wait till that clears up. But I do next week. I do want to be moving her in and be there for any deliveries. So she don't want me to go nowhere, but
Facts, facts. We got to get D a driver, man. So D don't have to give her a
you know what?
driver.
When I get my Winnebago or that Maybach, I'm gonna be sitting in the back. But I do want a recreation vehicle because I drive. Tam was really like when we were on the road, she was just like, I need a nap. She was like, "You're not human. I need a nap."
Facts,
So,
facts, facts. So yeah,
Man, my eyes was rolling in the back of my head. I caught myself like,
yeah.
ooh, ooh. I was like, we gotta pull over, and we pulled over, and then she went and got me a. I don't drink coffee. Would you get me a cappuccino?
Some sugar. That's all. It was a little pre-mixed out of
She
that machine.
got me a cappuccino. I drunk it, and then I sat there. And I was like, I hope I fall asleep now. And this thing, I woke up. It was an hour later, and I was like, why you let me sleep so long? They needed 30 minutes. I was knocked out.
She was mad. She was like, why did you let me sleep? I said, because you needed all of the rest that you can get. I'm just up on my phone talking. Like, you pull over every half a tank. Like,
Facts.
she took herself off. Well, thank you for coming.
I appreciate it.
See you next week. Meet us in the Slack. Same bad time, same bad place.
I'll be in the Slack in the AWS section. I see you. Have a good weekend.